What up? What up? What up? It's Reckley Podcast, man. Episode number 155. My name is Randy Little. Been doing this since 2018. If you're new to this, welcome. More than not, we talk movies. More than not, we talk movies that really aren't the topic of what we talking about. But we unpolished, we hanging out, we chilling, we discussing, we having fun. If you like fun, if you like movies, Rec League Podcast is where it's at. Hopefully you stick around. If you have stuck around, we appreciate y'all. And speaking of appreciation, I want to shout out wherever you at in the world, getting your Rec League, Japan, Nigeria, Ukraine, Canada, the US, shout out to y'all. Mexico, shout out to y'all. Hopefully you digging it. But yeah, on this episode, it is myself, it is E-Sig, it is Young Nicholas, and we remember some actors who have recently departed. Gotta show love. It sucks, but you gotta show love. And then we talk about 1995 was a really dope year for cinema. And there are so many great movies that we don't get to talk about, but the ones that we do talk about are just bangers. So going in, let's talk about the last 2 weeks of new releases. On the 21st of February, we had The Monkey. Osgood Perkins directed, Theo James starring, and then this current weekend, of recording and release, Last Breath with Woody Harrelson, Simu Liu, Finn Cole came out, and that review is on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. Upcoming this weekend, March the 7th, we got Mickey 17, Bong Joon-ho directed, Robert Pattinson starring. I think also like Steven Yeun, Mark Ruffalo, and Toni Collette are in that. And then the weekend of the next episode, the 14th of March, we got Novocaine. Looks pretty like fun, quirky action. Jack Quaid, and then also we got Steven Soderbergh dropping his second movie in like 6 weeks, because what was it, was it Presence, was that Ghost movie, maybe 7-8 weeks, I don't know. But then also Black Bag, Michael Fassbender, what's her name, I'm blanking, Kate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, Kate Blanchett, spy shit, some kind of secret agent. It looks good, but that's what we got coming theatrically over the next couple weeks. As far as physical media, let's go to February the 18th. On February the 18th, we had Panic Room finally get a high def physical media release. The Order came out with Jude Law, Nicholas Hoult. Nosferatu came out. I see a Constantine 4K, Drugstore Cowboy, Criterion. The animated Lord of the Rings movie came out. The War for Rohirrim. I don't know how you say that. This past Tuesday, the 25th, was relatively light. I see a My Girl 4K, some Doctor Who, but yeah, like really light on new releases. This upcoming Tuesday, March the 4th, is so stacked. Gladiator 2, Red 1, Kraven the Hunter, Den of Thieves 2, Pantera, that like just came out to the theater. Like that turnaround from theater to physical is so crazy. Like I'm uncomfortable with how fast that is. The 11th of March. I hate that like every studio decided that every other Tuesday was gonna be release day. So like there's a Thief Criterion 4K on the 11th of March. Trick or Treat, and then just a bunch of like obscure shit that I've never heard of. So I will be back with the squad, and we will have a fun 1995 discussion. I wanted to talk about the Shrek makeover, and I forgot, but it's Rec League. Back again, same three as last time, and welcome to the 2025 Elimination Chamber Reaction Podcast. So Nick, John Cena's a bad guy now. How does it feel?
Is that what happens? All I've seen are like pictures, and I'm like, I don't know the context of what's going on. Like, there's like a picture of him like hugging a guy, and then he's like,
he's hugging a guy.
That's it. You just got to make the most serious face, and you're a bad guy now.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, what happened? And then there was pictures of like him standing by the rock, and some other guy, and the guy he was hugging was like laying down. I was like, wait, did he like call in the Rock to fight the guy with him?
Not quite.
That's cold as hell. And I was like, I don't know the context whatsoever. It's just kind of funny to enjoy it that way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they look like friends. Oh no.
Recently, I hate talking about people that passed away, but it's like you want to show love and acknowledge. It's like we lost two legends, like on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like I feel like Michelle Trachtenberg, she passed away, but she's a legend to us. You know what I'm saying? Harry the Spy, Inspector Gadget, all the dope shit she did as a kid, Buffy, and then Gene Hackman is a legend. Period. So, Michelle Trachtenberg first, man. It sucks.
It does suck. I don't know. It's still like, you don't know specifics or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's also like, there's always that level, like, same with the Gene Hackman thing. It's like, you want to know, like, every detail, like, what happened? Like, you're 39, like, what happened? And people are just like, well, it's not really your business. But it's also, like, kind of my business. Like, she was in my, like, whole life. Like, Harriet the Spy came out when I was, like, 7.
Yeah.
And like, she was on, The Adventures of Pete and Pete. I don't know if y'all remember that show.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Somebody called that show. They said it was Twin Peaks for kids, and that's exactly kind of what it is. Like,
it wasn't not.
But yeah, she was like the little cowboy girl, and she was funny as shit on that show. And then from there, it was like nonstop. Like it was even like they were like, you know her from Buffy and Gossip Girl, of course. And I was like, Gossip Girl. I was like, I know her from like the dozen or so movies.
I never knew she was on Gossip Girl.
I'm sure I knew she was on Gossip, but it's like I didn't watch Gossip Girl. It's like I know her from like Euro Trip. I know her from Black Christmas, Ice Princess. Yes. Like she was always working.
Right.
Just always like just like a millennial mainstay, basically.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks. It's very sad. I'm sure there were things going on. I don't know, but it's very sad. They say like people like her friends or whatever say like social media probably played some kind of role in it because like people just aren't nice, which sucks too. Like I hate like if that's true, I hate that because it's like it's the whole thing of giving people their flowers after they're gone, and it's like, oh man, I wish there were people on social media being like, hey, Harriet the Spy, like. Grew up with that. That was great. It was amazing. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is like iconic, and you should know that. So it's very sad.
Right, Eric?
So Euro Trip was definitely her first mature role.
Yeah.
She was great in it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that movie
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was her and I forget the other guy. They were siblings in the movie, and one of the funniest scenes played into that, which was
here's a fun fact.
Yeah, but no, that sucks. 39.
Bro,
And-
yeah, like I literally just turned 39. Like
Right.
I'm tripping.
Yeah, and you just
Travis Wester
No, but
played
yeah,
her
she
brother.
was, Harriet the Spy, and I have a younger sister, so that was her definitely number one demographic. So yeah, so she was always in the household, and was very familiar with her. But yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I like Harriet the Spy. I said Harriet the Spy. It's not like remembered as some amazing, classic, amazing movie, but like I said, like I was like 7 or something when that came out, maybe 6. I was pretty young, and like I didn't read the book, but it's like a good example of like it's like a coming of age movie for like usually see coming of age movies like going into being like teenagers or like whatever, or like young adults. And these kids are like 12. And I was like, I don't know. Like, they're like, 11, 12, something like that. And like, you don't see a lot of like coming of age movies for like that
Yeah.
age range. So I remember watching it and feeling like this is like accurate. Like, kids are like mean, but also like they don't like hate each other. Like, it's like there's no like gigantic bully, and it's like there's cliques, but everybody ends up just being together all the time because you're always like in school or whatever. And it's like that was one of the few movies I remember watching and being like, yeah, this is like accurate to real life. And then like Harriet, the character, is like not like this perfect. She wasn't like Doug or like Hey Arnold or like one of those like perfect antagonists or protagonists where you're like the good guy and everybody else is eccentric, but you're just like she was like kind of a little shit. Like she was like really opinionated with everybody and like wrote her journal, and like everybody read the journal and was like, you're kind of a bitch. And it was like that was the lesson of the movie, was like, don't be a bitch. Like, yeah, don't be an asshole. Like, you're so judgmental of all these people, and it's like you don't even know them. So at the end she like makes amends with everybody, and it's like you don't get a lot of movies like that for kids. Like, it was like a Nickelodeon movie. The orange VHS tape. That was like a main
clam case.
And speaking of which, I'm sure you're going to remember. And whoever was doing marketing, because one of the most memorable things about the movie that's not the movie is the poster.
Yeah.
It's that poster with the glass and like you said, the tape. That orange freaking tape. I'm like, oh, I've never seen that. My sister had that. Like,
put it in, and it had the 2 Rugrats music videos on it.
Oh man,
the movie played. It was a time.
Yeah, but what were we? Was that us? Yeah, we were talking about this. I hope that her friends and family were near and dear checking up on her, because we were talking about that. You hate to hear like another person we're going to talk about found dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Found dead in their apartment. Oh, they could have been dead up to 2 weeks. I'm like, damn, check on you. I don't care.
Bro.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Secluded and private. Okay, that's cool. But hey, what up? You good? But yeah, I hope. Yeah, because nobody wants to just like, damn, if I just could have. Well, you should have.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound a certain way, but But yeah, I hope. And she seems like a nice person that would have friends that cared about her. But I'm sure it was sudden, but it sucks either way, whatever way you look at it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up. I don't want to get into any details or speculations or anything, but yeah, like Gene Hackman, legend. I just found French Connection on eBay. I had to.
Really?
Really.
You didn't already have the French Connection?
I didn't already have the French Connection. I looked for it when I think Friedkin passed, because y'all was talking about Disney editing it.
From Chicago.
Never heard of her.
from France.
But yeah, like the OG, like the OG, everybody's iconic Lex Luthor.
This is true.
Unforgiven, Enemy of the State, Welcome to Mooseport, Royal Tenenbaums.
This is actually, you like rattling off names is actually like, so like if you look at his filmography, starting, let's say it's like you start from like The French Connection. I think like Bonnie and Clyde was like his big kind of like breakout like thing. But like say you start at like The French Connection, you go like the 70s and 80s where he was like mostly in lead roles.
Hoosiers.
It's like you rattle them off. It's like French Connection 2, Night Moves, Prime Cut, all these movies. You go down Hoosiers, Superman 1, 2, whatever, 3, 4, however many he was in.
3.
And then it's like you pick it, you go down all those like No Way Out, all these movies, and you're like, classic. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. And then you get to like the 90s ish, and he starts to like almost exclusively do like supporting roles, or like the mentor. Or like, you know, he's like kind of the OG guy in a movie starring like a younger, like more up and coming guy. It's like you go through and it's like
Crimson
The Firm,
Tide,
Crimson Tide, Enemy of the
Birdcage,
State, Birdcage. It's like he's always like some kind of
Twilight,
you get to Behind Enemy Lines,
Ants,
Welcome to Mooseport, not Royal Tenenbaums. It's like all those where he's like kind of like a Runaway Jury, like he's like in a supporting role, but you would still look at those
The Replacements
as Gene Hackman movies. Like you're still like, oh yeah, he was in that, wasn't he? And it's like, no,
right.
he was in Enemy of the State. Like that's Will Smith's movie, but you're like, no, that's a great Gene
I
Hackman.
love Enemy of the State.
Crimson Tide. It's like, yeah, that's a Denzel movie for sure, but it's like Gene Hackman
Tony
and
Scott.
Crimson Tide. Like that's classic. The Firm. It's like, yeah, it's Tom Cruise. Yeah, that was a big Tom Cruise like young buck movie, and it was like it's because Gene Hackman was in it though. Like you can pick any of his movies. Unforgiven. I mean, he's supporting in Unforgiven, and you're like, yeah, Clint Eastwood.
He knew his lane as he aged.
Yeah, and it's like you still pick those movies. It's like Unforgiven. Well, that's probably my favorite Gene Hackman movie, and it's like, yeah, even though it's a Clint movie, it's a Western. It's like, no, these movies aren't what they are. He's like one of those few actors where it's like, this movie isn't what it is if Gene Hackman isn't
right
that in it. The Birdcage isn't nearly as effective.
No.
Or like the Royal Tenenbaums. Like if you don't have him doing that in that space, it's not.
He is Royal Tenenbaum.
Yeah, like everything about the Royal Tenenbaums is real quirky, and everybody's doing the Wes Anderson thing. He's doing that. Like he's his thing in that movie. Like he should have won an Oscar for that movie.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's.
So I'm gonna bring this movie up before y'all forget about it.
I probably skipped over like a dozen. Like
Ants, let's go.
So it's one I'm certain he would like to forget about, and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah,
it's a dumbass movie, but I grew up with it because Dan Aykroyd. It's a movie called Loose Cannons.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen Loose Cannons.
No, it's so
great.
Yeah, it's
from the director of A Christmas. It's directed by the director of A Christmas Story, so that says enough.
But yeah, so it's not terrible, but it's just a weird ass movie. And there's a story that goes with it. What was his name? He had initials. He was
J.T. Walsh.
He passed away. J.T. Walsh.
Oh, J.T. Walsh was great.
Was it J.T. Walsh?
Breakdown. J.T. Walsh was originally cast as Grimmer, completing 2 days of filming before Aykroyd learned he had been.
That's the story.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but he was in another movie of an unauthorized story of Dan Aykroyd's buddy Belushi.
Dan Aykroyd
got him fired.
Wired.
Learned he had been cast, in the biopic Wired. Wait, so Aykroyd got Walsh fired and took his role?
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
Oh no, he was in the Paul Koslow.
Gene Hackman?
Now I want to see it because there will be so much drama in the movie.
But back to
Gene Hackman.
But back to Gene Hackman, you got to I don't know why I'm going into all of his so-called not good movies. So, Randy mentioned Superman 1, 2. He was in a couple of Superman movies that Nick said 3. So that third one.
He was not in the Richard Pryor movie.
No, but he was in the one worse than that. He was in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
Nuclear Man was not worse than Richard Pryor. It's very close. They're both dog ass. They are both dog ass.
But people forget.
This feels racist.
He voiced Nuclear Man.
The voice of Nuclear Man was who?
Gene Hackman.
That's true.
I don't know whose idea that was. Like destroy Superman.
That alone puts the Quest for Peace over 3.
We were like, if only we had access to some goat. We would just have him do it.
But even in that movie, Gene Hackman is Gene Hackman. Even in a bad movie, which is just great.
Of which there are very few. I mean, really, you look at his filmography.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably his worst movie.
It's like you're looking at like Welcome to Mooseport. Yeah. Is that a bad movie? Is it a bad movie?
Nah, it's just not.
No. Is it bad?
Yeah.
It's not great. It's not,
But I think one of his most underrated performances is because a previous performance was a similar role. So Unforgiven, of course. Oscar-winning role. So The Quick and the Dead. I call it the superhero Western movie because Sam Raimi was definitely like coming into his style.
Yeah,
cooking.
When you watch that movie, you are like, oh, this is Sam Raimi, of course. And I don't know, Gene Hackman was like awesome in that movie. And his speech when he's like basically killing was it Keith David?
Yeah.
Like you brave because I allow it.
That's your Gene Hackman voice?
People don't seem to be appreciative.
That was like great Gene Hackman.
So that's your Gene Hackman?
Oh man. But no,
that was Bobcat Goldthwait and Scrooged.
But 26-year-old Bob.
Exactly.
Scrooged. 26-year-old. But my favorite performance of his, and one of my favorite movies.
Get Shorty.
To this day, it's still an intense movie. Mississippi Burning.
Yeah. See, yeah, I was rattling them off, and I was like, I'm skipping over.
That sounds racist.
Yes, Mississippi Burning.
And it's a bunch of recently watching it. I'm like, damn, these people, because watching it young. I saw that movie last time when I was a teenager. So like Michael Rooker's in that movie. Brad Dourif is in that movie.
His name is Chucky.
Like, hardcore racist KKK. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Of course, Willem Dafoe as his partner. Yeah, that's a hell of a movie. And I don't know who beat him. He was nominated for Best Actor for that. He didn't win that one.
What year was this?
But that was one of his Oscar nominated. What was it? 88, 89,
88.
Burning?
Yeah, something like that. Like 80.
December of 88.
8. Yeah. Sounds right.
And it's crazy. That movie was released by the same company that released RoboCop, like Orion Pictures.
Yeah.
Like these little companies would have these gem movies like come out. Like, how did y'all get that?
He lost to Dustin Hoffman for Rain Man.
Yeah. What's that, Randy?
He lost to Dustin Hoffman for Rain Man.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Tom Hanks got nominated for Big that year.
For Big, yeah. That was his first Oscar nomination.
Big is great.
Big is great.
We don't besmirch Big.
We don't. But times have changed because I don't feel like Big gets nominated today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's insane. But yeah, everybody's So podcast wise, there's a podcast called Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, and he has his podcast studio. He has a bunch of stuff in it. He has a Superman poster from the original movie, and Gene Hackman signed it, and Gene Hackman signed it
the real
for
Lex.
Michael from the best Lex Luthor. And if y'all know, Michael Rosenbaum was Lex in Smallville.
That's brand new
and he
information.
wanted him to write that. So yeah, So no, he was well respected, and
For sure.
yeah, but yeah, you could dedicate an entire. And for people who haven't seen Crimson Tide,
Bruh.
watch it.
What the
Buy
fuck
it and
are
watch
you
it.
doing?
It's a great dick measuring contest.
Other than Denzel and Gene Hackman, obviously, that movie had a stacked cast down to the person. I know that guy, but he didn't have a line. Like Michael Beach was in that movie. You know his face. You know, Viggo Mortensen had an important role in that movie.
James Gandolfini.
The goofy, James Gandolfini. He had a nice
Ryan Felipe, Steve Zahn.
Yeah, what's his name from Silver Spoons? He was in it, wasn't he?
Jason Bateman.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Reginald Vell Johnson.
Oh, what is his name? Ricky Schroeder.
Yes.
Wasn't he in the movie?
Yeah.
But yeah. So Crimson Tide in this movie. If you think you've never heard Gene Hackman and Denzel say dialogue by Quentin Tarantino, if you've seen this movie, you have. Just people forget Quentin Tarantino. He spruced up the script. I forgot what they call it. Ghost wrote. Yeah. He wrote the horse. The horse
took
dialogue.
a pass. Yeah. Fucking
Why?
Gene Hackman did 2 movies with Tony Scott, and they both cooked.
Yeah. That's probably top 5 Will Smith movies.
Oh yeah.
I remember watching it in the state. I remember my parents renting it. I was like 8 or 9, and watching it like I was an adult. Like I just remember sitting there, just like locked in, watching Enemy of the State. Like, is this the best movie?
Looking at all the smoke detectors and lamps and shit.
And they're just like, it's not. But you're just this many years old, so this is that what you think is. But it's really good.
Is Ants the only animated movie he did?
Yeah. Ants.
Really?
He's so fucking great in Ants. Yes. Perfect casting.
Yes.
But no, like Crimson Tide, Enemy of the State. I don't know what it is with Tony Scott stacking like from the very bottom of the cast to the top.
Right. Jack Black,
because
Seth
everybody,
Green,
all of the
Jason
tech guys
Lee,
in the van, they would go on.
Scott Conn, Jake Busey.
Yeah,
it's like Jamie Kennedy. Yeah,
freaking Jack Black.
Jack Black is one of the guys. Yep.
Yeah, like you said, but I don't know. So
we gonna move on without mentioning the replacements.
Oh yeah. See, you can't. That's another one of those where he's like a supporting guy.
But he was the coach.
It's like just a classic. You're just like, oh, that's a great Gene Hackman movie. Hoosiers. I mean, is Hoosiers like the best sports movie ever?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Basketball for sure.
It might be.
Where'd that take place? Great. Where'd that not fucking Chicago?
Detroit or some shit.
Absolutely not.
No, it's a great movie.
Put some respect on Hoosiers.
In high school, like for whatever reason, like one of my gym classes, they were like, "We're gonna watch a movie to get y'all. We're gonna get y'all there."
No sweating today.
Are we about to watch fucking Hoosiers?
No sweating today. Everybody in the library.
Yeah.
Heartbreakers.
Oh man, that's funny.
But he did a movie called Narrow Margin. I feel like people don't talk about very much. Did a war movie called Uncommon Valor. I remember watching and thinking, this is great.
JT Walsh was in Narrow Margin.
He got started like kind of late, like in the 70s, like in the French Connection. He's like in his like early 40s. So
sounds like
there's still hope for all of us.
Sorry,
oh
Eric.
Man.
He meant all of us, like me and Nick. Sorry, Eric.
Thanks. Hey, remember Samuel Jackson was like 48 when Pulp Fiction hit.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That is a tasty burger. Do they speak English in what? What ain't no country I ever heard of, motherfucker?
So, one more movie. Well, not it was like I said, we could do. There was a movie. I don't know. It necessarily wasn't. It wasn't bad, but it's when they were trying to push. What's his name? Hugh Grant.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Extreme Measures.
Extreme Measures.
Mhm.
If you get that movie,
Was Hugh Grant one of
It's
the Jai
like-
Courtney guys?
yeah, it's when they were trying to
Yeah,
do
Hugh
that. With him.
Grant. That Hugh Grant never really hit.
Yeah, they were trying to push him
Poor
like
Hugh
that
Grant.
with 9 months, and they had all these movies.
9
they were
months is
trying to-
underrated.
I mean,
It's a good movie.
worked.
That's a Chris Columbus movie,
Yup.
right?
It worked. Hugh Grant did okay for himself, I'd say.
But Extreme Measures. Gene Hackman has a monologue at the end of it. It's like shit. But what he's trying to convince is like super sinister. But he's Gene Hackman and he's saying it. You're like, damn, maybe he's right. Maybe we should.
I'm a piece of shit.
Right. But it's worth watching that movie just to get to that scene at the end.
There's a lot of those. A lot like
Yeah.
you look and it's like behind enemy lines ain't nothing to write home about. It's like, but it's worth watching. Gene Hackman.
With what's the
Gene Hackman in there.
with the nose? Wow, that's terrible.
Owen
but-
Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
That's kind of weird at the time. Like Owen Wilson was kind of
Yeah, he
just
tried to
comedy
make that
guy.
fool. Yeah,
with
no,
the
action star.
nose.
It's not a bad movie. With the nose,
Sorry.
we all knew exactly who he was talking about when he said that. It's fucked up.
It's not
Oh,
not.
man.
Good God, I'm taking heavy fire. Wow, heavy fire.
Extreme Measures, not on Blu-ray.
But no, it's like not anywhere.
Yeah,
People,
yeah,
it's a
everybody
forgotten
talks about it.
movie.
Hugh
Damn.
Grant didn't do a lot of movies like that, but I've never seen it.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
I've
And
seen
another
all
thing
the
with Hugh
rom-coms.
Grant,
Did y'all know Gene Hackman
another
was in
thing with,
Twilight?
the what now?
Gene Hackman was
Well,
in
that-
Twilight.
Not that Twilight, but
Yeah.
Twilight.
No,
Different from Twilight.
Paul Newman, Susan Sarandon, Twilight.
Paul Newman. Yeah. Again,
Still
when
Twilight.
he was like the supporting guy.
There's a vampire in there somewhere. Reese Witherspoon.
Oh man. Oh. So
Yeah.
Talk about a
goat
stacked
among
cast.
goats.
Fuck. Paul Newman, Susan Sarandon, Gene Hackman, Reese Witherspoon, Stockard Channing, Giancarlo Esposito, Liev Schreiber, Margot Martindale, John Spencer, Emmett Walsh, James Garner, Clint Howard.
Clint Howard.
That's my Twilight.
And Clint Howard.
And featuring Clint Howard.
Oh.
Did Heartbreakers with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yes.
I'm just going to keep naming them as they come to my head. It's like, remember Heartbreakers?
Ray Liotta.
Remember Heist?
No.
Who remembers Heist? I do. Get Shorty. We didn't even talk about Get Shorty.
Get sure. There's our segue
Oh,
to
yeah.
there's our segue to 95.
Yeah.
Before we go, we gotta
Crimson
mention,
Tide.
I'm sorry, don't want to hijack the show. We missed one more person. He's best known to our age group for one movie, Scrooged.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. For sure.
So David Johansen.
See, I was in like a punk band when I was in high school, so like we listened.
So
to
you knew the New York
we
Dolls.
listened to the New York Dolls. Yeah,
So
it's a bummer.
that
Hijack
sucks.
away.
He was sick for like 10
Yeah.
years.
I read that he was like not in good shape. Maybe a couple years ago.
But yeah, I think we can agree he acted in a few movies, but
Niagara Falls.
Niagara
yeah, he
Falls.
was good in that movie.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Great
Scrooge.
movie.
But
Love Scrooged.
there's another movie that I know that I know him from with Emilio Estevez
Emilio.
called Free Jack.
Free check. No,
I've never heard of it.
Definitely your age
That
group.
was Mick Jagger.
No, they were both in that.
That was Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger and David Johansen were both in Free Jack. Mick Jagger was a bounty hunter after Emilio Estevez.
A minor classic, actually.
But there was a horror anthology movie called Tales from the Dark Side.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
watched that over the.
his segment was
Mhm.
The Cat from Hell.
hmm
Probably the best one in that movie.
Yeah, probably.
And that shit was nasty. If
Ew.
you've seen it, which
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like Randy has.
No, sir.
So in that segment, the Cat from Hell, he's a hitman hired to kill a cat. And the cat is seemingly supernatural, and it's
So are mine.
it's like a live action episode of Tom and Jerry, but it's insane.
I mean, let's go.
The
But
Dark
yeah,
Side,
that's
baby.
Yeah, but I'm familiar with him having a band, New York Dolls. And he did the Buster Poindexter thingy when he had a hit song, the Hot Hot Hot. But now, Nick could probably speak more to his music career than I can. But yeah, definitely got to give him a mention.
Yeah, last time I saw him do anything, like I think he was doing the Buster Poindexter thing. It's been like 10 years, I guess now. The Bill Murray Christmas special that he did for Netflix.
Oh wow, yeah, I remember
he was on that, and I was just like,
was he
Scrooged? But I mean, yeah, even if he just did Scrooged, that's like iconic. That's like he's the best ghost.
Easily,
yeah.
You left Claire for Frisbee the dog.
Oh man,
that's great. I watch Scrooged every year. It's a bummer.
You have to.
Yep. All right.
So, Nick, since I know you don't follow instructions, your top 5 of 1995 with no explanation, 5-1, go.
I wrote them down.
Ooh.
I'm not married to it, but I just wrote like 5 movies that I love. Probably number 1 would be Before Sunrise.
Oh, fancy.
Maybe. I don't know though. But like, I'm thinking like, I'd probably rather watch that than at least. Oh wait, I wrote the same thing twice.
He is sick.
Oh yeah. Okay. No,
What?
Then like, I don't know if the rest of these are in any kind of order, but I got Braveheart.
Okay.
Heat. Friday.
Oh, Friday, yes.
And fuck it, I like Babe.
Yeah.
Fuck all of y'all. I love Babe. I think Babe is great.
That's my exact list. That's crazy.
Really?
No.
No, it's not. And like, there are others that I'm missing.
Nick is
Because
calling
like, when I
two
think
white
of
lies
1995, I think of Batman Forever and nothing else. Nothing else.
Yes.
Immediately, it just comes to my head. I'm like, Batman Forever came out in 1995. But that's not one of the 5 best movies of 1995. Let's stop.
It is for 90s babies.
It is, yeah, because I was watching
90s kids. Eric was already getting his driver's license. Like, Eric, you got your 5?
All right, so we're going to start with a movie which still has the record for most times I've seen a movie in theaters at 8. It's
crazy.
tied.
It's crazy how I be like, no explanation, and y'all go into these monologues.
I can't.
I did a good job.
All right, so one of the movies is troublesome, but hey, we'll talk about that. All right, 7, Friday, Heat, The Usual Suspects. What's that, 4?
7, Friday, Heat.
Oh, 7 would be in mine.
Nope.
Fuck y'all.
Nope. That book is closed. That book is closed.
That? Honestly, like 7 could replace Braveheart to me.
And Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Okay, so my 5.
I guess.
Bad Boys, Michael Bay's best movie, no arguing. Casino, 7, Friday, Toy Story, Nick, fuck you.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you for not having Toy Story.
No, never mind. Hold on. Toy Story is obviously number 1.
Oh, man.
Toy Story is number 1. Then, like, maybe Before Sunrise.
My man has had 3 revisions.
Then, like, 7, Friday.
But tell me.
You could put Heat or Babe at the end. Fuck Braveheart.
Which one of those movies did I see 8 times in the theater?
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
The usual
for sure.
So that movie twice in one day.
Bro. But just looking at my 95 list, from 6 to the bottom, GoldenEye.
I Googled it real quick, and I didn't even see Toy Story. That would have been number 1 easy.
GoldenEye, Toy Story, Tommy Boy, Dead Presidents, Get Shorty, Desperado, Clueless, Jumanji, Pocahontas, Billy Madison, Mallrats, Casper, Higher Learning, Basketball Diaries, Vampire in Brooklyn, Power Rangers, Showgirls, Halloween 6. 95 has some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Apollo 13,
Halloween
Quick and the Dead, Money Train.
Oh, excuse me.
Major
12
Pain.
Monkeys. Rumble in the Bronx.
Technically came out in 96.
Which one?
Both of them.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They had domestic 96 dates. Eat it.
Desperado, man. Oh man, that's my movie.
Desperado. I've
Hackers.
been to the bar. I've been to the bar where he meets Steve Buscemi.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to the Corona Club.
What the hell is that? That's
20 years ago, right across the border.
Did you get up on the bar?
Absolutely not. And I did not find the trapdoor in that stall either.
Yeah.
No. So let me tell y'all, when I graduated, even before you say something, Randy,
with your old ass,
son of a. When I graduated from 8th grade, my very first midnight screening in my life was Batman Forever.
I was about to, was Clueless.
Hey, Clueless is great.
Clueless
me and
is
my
great.
good friend, went on a movie marathon that day. We saw The Glass Shield with Ice Cube. We saw Congo.
Damn.
And then we saw Batman Forever. Oh man, that's an underrated movie, Glass Shield. I don't know if y'all saw that.
No.
Lori.
You didn't see The Glass Shield?
The Glass Shield. No.
Lori Petty.
Ice Cube, Lori Petty, when she was hot, she was cute.
She was Free Willy era.
Oh my goodness, she was.
Point Break.
Oh my. Oh.
Point Break.
But there's a biopic.
Point Break was 91.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I thought somebody said Point Break.
I did say Lori Petty.
That she was in it.
Yeah, Lori Petty.
But non-theatrical movie. Did I post this? No, I didn't post it. It's a biopic that put Michael Jai White on the map. Came
Nixon.
out 95.
On
Tyson.
Ooh.
Michael Jai White played Tyson. It was an HBO movie.
In 1995, how old was Tyson? Like 20?
Right, because he was in prison at this time. Everybody was trying to capitalize on his name. And George C. Scott played Cus D'Amato, his first trainer. Paul Winfield played Don King.
God, that was rules.
Yeah, no, it's a good ass movie.
Clark Gregg, Holt McCallany, Shorty from Bulletproof was in this and played Robin Givens. Indeed.
Oh yeah. And I recently, what year did that come out? That's 96, right?
Bulletproof was 96, yeah.
Bulletproof.
Billy Madison was 95.
Yeah. But that movie is underrated. I don't know.
Let's stay on
Bulletproof.
Let's stay on topic.
I like Bulletproof.
Yeah, stay on topic.
We can talk about Bulletproof in 11 months.
Oh man. But 12 Monkeys.
Unless for the Happy Gilmore 2 reaction, we just talk about Adam Sandler. That's an idea.
We could do that.
We could do that.
That's an idea.
So there's a movie I bet none of y'all have seen.
Sudden Death.
Yeah, neither. Jeff Goldblum movie, 95 movie. Two people from Clueless was in this movie. Alicia Silverstone.
Haven't seen it.
And Jeremy Sisto. A movie called Hideaway. Alfred Molina. Yeah.
Hello, Peter.
Directed by it was a director who was kind of getting hot. He had two movies this year. He had Virtuosity and he had Hideaway. Don't tell me I haven't seen Virtuosity.
I've seen Virtuosity.
Good for him.
Yeah, but no, it's a crazy movie. It's based on the Dean Koontz story. And Jeff Goldblum gets he dies and gets like a psychic connection with a killer.
That's called The Lawnmower Man.
Well, damn, he did that too. But
I was about this guy directed Lawnmower Man. What the hell?
Yeah. It's crazy.
I'm calling cap. Stephen King should sue him.
No. But Hideaway, saw that in theaters. That was a creepy ass movie.
Not if you saw Lawnmower Man.
Big Jeff Goldblum fan.
Do I even know Hideaway? I'm like trying to picture, like, do I even know that poster?
No.
Hideaway.
It's black and white. Very ugly.
Oh.
Yeah, very ominous.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and Ray, it's one of the last movies I saw. Ray Don Chong was in it. And the biggest crush on her.
He definitely filmed this before Jurassic Park.
No, Goldblum?
Yeah.
You know what? I think that's actually some weight to that. I think
the book came out in 92. I'm just talking shit.
No, I think that's actually there's something to that because I
Filming
remember
took
the movie
place in
had a struggle production.
'94. Nah, filming took
But-
place in '94, so it was way after.
Oh, it didn't.
Way after Jurassic Park. There's a post-credit scene though, so eat shit, Marvel.
Yeah. So speaking of Lori Petty,
Hey,
95 movie.
Tank Girl.
Come on,
Hey,
Nick.
girl.
Tank Girl. What Ice-T is a fucking kangaroo.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
Randy, like, what are y'all talking about?
I want to shoot you so bad it makes my dick hard. Doesn't play as a kangaroo.
No, it's a weird ass movie. And early movie for what's her name, Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
And one of those boutique distribution companies released I think a 4K for this.
That's hot.
If not,
Thank God.
what is it? It's one of those like Kino Lorber or something
Mallrats.
like that. But yeah. So no Tank Girl,
I think,
Randy.
I think like when I was watching Orange is the New Black and Lori Petty was on there,
She was.
I was like talking to my mom about it, and I was like, there's a lot of people on, or she asked about Orange is the New Black, and I was like, yeah, a lot of people end up showing up on that show, like Lori Petty. I was like, remember her? My mom went, oh, Tank Girl. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Deep
you
cut,
weren't
Mom.
watching Tank Girl.
Dude, you were
So
like
this is what I
5.
think
You don't
about. It's
remember
like
what she
Tank
was
Girl.
watching.
I was 5. She wasn't watching that
See?
shit.
You don't remember.
That was fine.
You don't know what she did to unwind when you were in kindergarten eating your boogers.
A nice glass of wine and some Tank Girl at the end of the night.
Exactly.
I know I've seen Tank Girl, but I don't own Tank Girl. I guess I should.
No.
Yes.
No.
Tank Girl.
No.
Okay, another horror movie. Wanna Be. Well, it has a connection to it from the design of the creature. I saw this in theaters too. Species.
Yes.
Classic.
Yes.
Classic.
Species was dope.
Is it even? Like, it's not that great.
For its
Clear
time.
Alien ripoff.
For
Like,
its time.
it is a classic.
Yeah.
It
I
is
mean,
a
it has
90s classic movie.
A great.
If you just weren't like growing up in the 90s, you're not gonna think half of these movies are classics.
Yeah.
80s
it's
babies, 90s kids.
It's just fun. It's like you'd be like Batman Forever, the most mid superhero movie I've ever. It's like Batman Forever. We're like peak classic.
man.
It's like it's not. It isn't. It's like.
Do we
middle of
ever
the road
really-
Batman at best? It's like,
Do we ever really legitimately get the Schumacher cut? I don't think it ever
Yeah.
drops.
And probably won't.
That
No.
man is not alive to approve it.
No.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's the better movie. Everybody who watched Kevin Smith has a personal copy of it that he screams for people
Oh, I need to.
at his movie theater.
I need to figure out how to make friends with Kevin Smith.
be easy
I don't,
enough
it
to
was
do.
man. It was like I don't know, like thinking back 30 years, 9 years old. I did love Batman Forever. I obviously I didn't get or even know about the whole Karen McDonald's Batman Returns bullshit. I probably was aware like Michael Keaton didn't want to come back or whatever. I think because I obviously was into the animated series. I was hyped Robin was in it. Peak Jim Carrey. And I don't know. And like at the time, I think I liked the neon. I thought the McDonald's quip at the very beginning was really cool.
Yeah, it was a
thing.
good looking movie. It's the first movie.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like, retro people shit talk that movie now, and or like adults who were like teenagers or like 20s or something then were like, oh, I fucking hated the direction. It was the worst fucking movie. We were all so excited. We went and saw it and yada yada yada. But I'm like, what they were going for with it was 100% effective.
Yes.
To me, I was like 6. And I was like, this is exactly what they're going for.
Yeah.
They're wanting to attack. They want to sell action figures.
Yeah.
Happy
But
Meals.
So
And
there
it's
you go,
like-
right there. That's the issue. Yes,
For me.
yes, and no. So what they were going for, yes, the studio,
Yeah.
and no, the filmmakers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like
Because-
now I can look at it more objectively. Like, yeah, that is kind of lame. Like I would have rather had Tim
Tim
Burton's
Burton's
number
Batman
3.
3.
Right. But no, I'd rather just had Joe Schumacher's original vision, number 3.
Or at the very least.
Because, like you said, these greedy. So why didn't Michael Keaton want to come back?
Because Tommy Lee Jones would not sanction Jim Carrey's buffoonery.
It's even before that.
Oh.
That's funny. But
it's just like they didn't. Tim Burton was going to pass, wasn't it? And he was just like,
I had
no.
always
they
heard.
had Tim Burton, and Tim Burton was in the meeting, and his producer, what's his name, John Davison or John Peterson?
Yeah.
Peter Johnson.
John Peters.
They were in the meeting. And it's amazing, these studio execs, they get into these important positions and they don't know shit about the product.
Yeah.
So it was it's confirmed. I think it was Tim, I read this somewhere, Tim and Michael Keaton both were in this meeting. And one of the executives asked, why does Bruce Wayne have to be so depressed?
So could it be happy?
Just go read a fucking comic book, dickhead.
Yeah.
And it was like,
It's like,
because
just
coming
watch-
off of
I don't know. The previous two
and
movies.
like, and it's crazy how that works. They just want to sell. You got the conflict of, hey, we want to make money off of McDonald's Happy Meals, because they were pissed because Batman Returns, they gave Tim Burton 120% creative freedom, and
they did.
And he cooked a banger.
Fucking A.
Yeah. And they
did
were
the
mad
best
because-
movie ever.
yeah, they were mad because some kids might not have been. Yeah, you seen that stupid ass TV show. I think it was Sally, little kids. Like,
Yeah.
I felt offended by the penguin. I shut the fuck
That kid,
up.
Ooh.
that kid has been put in so many lockers.
Oh man,
I
but
can't-
anyway,
I can't prove it, but I think that Oswald controls the Red Triangle gang.
all of that. But no, Batman Forever, like you said, what we got, it was pretty to look at. But overall, when it comes down to it, it was just middle of the road.
That
Or
was
what the
Nicole.
children
That was
call-
Nicole Kidman, Andrew Barrymore, and Debbie Mazar. There was
Like, oh,
there was
yeah.
some pretty to
Good
look
Lord.
at in that
Man,
movie. There
Yeah,
that
was.
was
but it's-
crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody's
it
committed
wasn't.
to the bit, though. Like, you watch that movie, and it's like, everyone understands. Like, Nicole Kidman, one of our great actresses. I think Nicole Kidman will go down as, like, one of the best of her, But, like, not that she's not good at Batman Forever, but she is doing the cartoon, any scene she has on the roof with Batman, and she's like, oh, we tried the fire. She 100% knows what movie she's in. And like Tommy Lee Jones is doing exactly what he is told to be doing.
Yeah.
And like,
The goofy ass
You would
laugh.
think that he had a problem with Jim Carrey.
yeah,
No.
Watching
they're
them
on the
in
same
that-
wavelength.
But
It's almost like
speaking
they
of Nicole
everybody
Kidman,
else to
That's the
keep
job.
up with Jim Carrey.
now speaking of Nicole Kidman in 1995,
Yeah, it's like she knew she had a Gus Van Sant coming down the
He
pipeline.
was to die
Yeah.
for.
She's like, yeah,
Oh,
fuck, I'll be in
man.
Batman. I'll do the art shit and the summer popcorn shit. Let's go.
right?
Tom Cruise
Yeah,
isn't doing shit this
95.
year.
Oh man, they were still together at that point.
Yeah, because Eyes
Yeah.
Wide Shut was 4 years later.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. Oh man, but yeah, I don't know what it is. Warner Brothers, they stay taking L's, man. Hey,
They suck.
there's money to be made. I don't know.
Let's go fumble it.
There's
Yeah.
money to be lost. We're gonna do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how they look at it. How can we lose some more money? I get it. Let's not release a bunch of movies we made.
Yeah, let's fucking shelve.
Yeah, let's
Well, like,
shell.
what was it like? Superman Lives. They just like didn't make it because like they just had like a string of flops, and they were like, Mad City should have been a massive hit.
Yeah, it's
So,
like there's no clear cut reason.
Yeah,
After $30 million spent, they just
yeah.
we're not
Let's
gonna
put our
make it.
stupid mechanical robot spider in a western with Will
Yeah,
Smith.
that damn producer who was just obsessed with having a spider in his movie.
It was what's his name? It was Bradley Cooper from Licorice Pizza. What was his name? But it was him.
What's
Um,
basically, oh god dog it.
No, that's who he
what's his
played.
name? It's a real guy. Barbara Streisand's husband.
What was his name?
Streisand.
John Peters.
That's like one of
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so we already talked about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy. I love listening to Kevin Smith tell that story because it's so true. Like, you know what he is saying is 100% true.
Was Tim Burton really gonna do Superman though?
Yeah.
They were.
I mean, like, I know he was, but can you envision
Yeah.
Dark Superman?
I'm curious.
They were in it.
Yeah.
They were ready to fucking
They were
go.
dedicated. They were fully in until the plug
They were
got
ready
pulled.
to go on that. And
Yeah.
like Sandra Bullock or Courtney Cox were in the running to be Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Courtney Cox would have been great.
What the
Sandra
fuck
Bullock
were
would
doing?
have
It's
been
like
great.
they were ready to go.
With Nicolas
and they were
Cage
just like,
though?
nah. Courtney Cox, that would have been insane. Friends would have ended.
Yeah.
She would have had a movie career. Like, it would have been like, oh shit.
But I mean, she just would have been like
but
Gail Weathers, not cunty.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of where it's like, oh, she's doing the same kind of role.
Yeah.
Just bitchy reporter with the heart of gold.
That's it. So,
boy. Now, before I don't know what's next.
I was just gonna throw Goldeneye out there. What you got?
Oh no, Goldeneye. Yeah, that was
It's like that movie Goldeneye.
That was probably the biggest gap between. It probably still is the biggest gap between two James Bond movies.
We talking 89 to 95.
Yeah, I think so. Was there a bigger one with the Daniel Craig ones?
Yeah, I think Daniel Craig ended up being about 6 years.
15 to 21. Same thing.
But, it got pushed
COVID.
over a year, and it was supposed to come out in April of 2020, was it not? I already had my ticket for it, and I had to get my money back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There was a bunch of movies. I had my ticket for Mulan, Fast and Furious.
Right. So the movie was made. It just got pushed because. So I guess that technically shouldn't count because it was made.
Release date.
Yes.
It counts.
No, but Goldeneye.
They're gonna top it now.
So we're recording this the night of the most recent Oscars.
If I didn't have to work tomorrow, I'd say we should just live podcast the Oscars.
So Goldeneye has what's usually agreed upon one of the best theme songs, named Goldeneye by Tina Turner.
Yeah.
No, I believe this movie wasn't nominated for Best Song.
Crazy.
But you got Billie Eilish won an Oscar for a song.
Hey, that song was good.
And Adele, rightfully so, won an Oscar.
Yeah, that's a banger.
So did Sam Smith won for.
Yeah, and Sam Smith won.
The Spectre one. These songs are all pretty good.
They are, which is why I'm like, this one.
Damn.
Oh yeah, the Oscars have always been troublesome, but no, Goldeneye, great way to introduce Pierce Brosnan,
who again was not that young. He was like 40, maybe.
Yeah, it was crazy because he was originally supposed to play him.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the Timothy Dalton Bond.
Yeah, because he was on
It was
a
underrated.
TV show.
Remington Steele.
Remington Steele.
Remington Steele.
Then they kind of do the same thing that happened on Selleck.
Yeah,
where
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, they like swooped in. We're like, no, he
Basically-
can't do it. He can't do it.
Yeah, Magnum PI.
Yeah, like no, he can't do it. We're renewing the show, so we got to do the show right now. Sorry, and it's like, motherfuckers.
Also gave us Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Tons of bits.
Oh man, but yeah, Golden Eye, crazy movie.
Definitely the best, one of the best movie video games.
Facts.
Oh yeah,
Big
Nintendo
facts.
64 about to be re-released pretty soon.
On your ass. You just hit the pause button. You just start it up, hit the pause. It's like,
Banger.
Turn down music. Oh man,
I was playing GoldenEye at work recently. I had to test out an N64, and I was like,
Let's go.
ah.
No, it's not working yet. I need another hour.
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck.
The
It's
gold
like you're just
the golden
standing
gun's
there
jammed.
dancing. You just have it on pause. You're just standing back there dancing.
I can't beat Odd Job.
Fuck off. Fuck off. I'm testing it.
So Judge Dredd.
Nah, we're good.
I saw that in theaters. I saw every damn thing in theaters in '95. I think that was when I was starting to go full cinephile.
I watched Judge Dredd on Cinemax when I was like 10, 11. I didn't know what it was. I wasn't familiar with the comic, nothing.
Sylvester
And it
Stallone.
like it came on, and for a half hour in the movie, I still didn't know what it was. I was like, what the fuck is this? Rob Schneider? What the fuck is this movie? I've never even heard of this.
So,
And that's still kind of my reaction whenever I see that movie. What
my
the
brother,
fuck were they doing?
Diane Lane,
my
though.
brother, I remember going to the show with my older brother and him being pissed.
Why are you taking off
Because
his
he gave
fucking
me-
helmet?
He gave me a full, he gave me a full education. So, the movie is based on the comic 2000 AD. My brother, it was a huge comic book fan. Sylvester Stallone and his egotistical ass, even in the movie, you remember when he takes the helmet off?
No.
It's like a dramatic,
Yeah.
just a dramatic superhero.
No.
Chin up. Yes, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm the important thing, Stallone.
You thought it was
Like-
someone else, but it's me.
I am the law.
You
It's
thought
like,
I was
damn,
about
Stallone,
Dredd.
you and your ego don't get. This is one of those moments where this is a very important thing to this character
Shout out to
to
Carl
not
Urban.
do this one thing. Yes,
Shout out to
And
Carl
All
Urban.
I'm saying is, why does he got to wear the mask?
and Judge
the whole
Dredd.
time?
Not only that, and they turn it into a generic, good guy framed movie, and for the rest of the damn movie, it's just Stallone. It's not even Judge Dredd.
All I'm saying is, why do you got to wear the mask the whole time? And he
God.
just wears it once or twice.
Oh, I mean, they had and like you said, Rob Schneider from
Yeah.
from Surf Ninjas.
From Surf
Home
Ninjas.
Alone 2. The stapler guy.
Come along,
Like, oh my
Cedric.
god! And that summer, like, I had a more fun time watching, even though I was just playing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that summer.
Yes.
Eek.
Yes. the
Eek.
the sky
was
sky
pissed.
surfing fire.
Dude,
God.
it's so good. Like, you watch it, it's like, holy fuck. They had a budget. They were like, for the
Oh,
first time
no.
in their lives, they had a budget, and they were like, what's the coolest fucking thing we could do with a budget? Immediately, they were like, jump out of a plane. Have them all jump out of a plane. And Tommy has a fucking snowboard for some reason. It's peak.
Yes.
Peak. No.
It's a legit 2 out of 5. But
Yes,
it's Power
it's
Rangers. It's
It's so good.
yeah.
It's so good. Even the way they like
The
do their
se-
they're like, all right, fuckers, it's morphin time, and like the way they like make it more dramatic than the show for
Yeah.
no reason. But it's just because like this is the movie. Everybody, it's gonna be like louder, and they're gonna do a thing, and it's like
They're
fuck
gonna
you.
get
This is
new
so
animals. The
This is so
dinosaurs are officially dead. It's Animal Ranger time.
Yeah, for like no reason. He's
Adam
like,
said,
I'm the frog.
I'm a frog, yeah.
I'm the frog. Love it. I love it. And it's like they put all the bad guys. Like you watch the show, and like Lord Zed, that dude's like is terrifying looking.
Gangster.
Like, why did he look like that? He had no skin. What the fuck? But like all of them are in this movie, and I don't think it gets enough credit
Just
for the fact like
comic
it had
relief.
all of them, and they were all like cuck villains when Ivan Ooze comes out. Ivan Ooze, who's just a guy, but they were like, he's the main villain of the movie. So all these other villains that we love need to be in the movie, but like they can't be giving off main villain energy at all. So it's like you have Lord Zed, and you have like Goldar, who's terrifying looking. He's a lion, and it's like they have to be morons, and it's like it works. Like Lord Zed's like, oh, Your Majesty, oh, and it's like he doesn't talk like that on the show. He was horrifying on the show. It doesn't get enough credit. Anyway, I watched that movie front to back like 800 times when I was a child.
The worst CGI ever.
Oh, it's not great.
But yeah, the movie still slaps.
But it's a piece of me. Like it's like, oh yeah, no. It's
but of
great.
course, there was a disappointment. If you were a fan back then, which I was, the disappointment that the original Red Ranger and the Black Ranger weren't in the movie.
I never
Yes.
like at my age I didn't understand that.
Was Trini
but I
in
didn't
it?
really care.
I don't think the Yellow Ranger was in it either.
Yeah, she had passed away. Yeah, because it was
Had she died by then?
She passed in 2001. This movie came out in 95.
Yeah, no. Yeah, she didn't die. She left. I forgot the reason she left. Probably the same reason. Yeah,
it was different Yellow Ranger, and then Rocky was the Red Ranger. And
Yeah,
I never knew the reason because like you're a kid.
No, none of us
watch
did. We
the
didn't
show.
give a shit about business.
Yeah, you watch the show, but it's not like you sit and watch every single episode. So it's like I just kind of always assumed like, oh, I guess they got a new Red Ranger or whatever. I don't know if I know. Like, did that happen on the show? Was Jason like, I'm out. This is Rocky.
Remember, yeah. They obviously threw him a bag.
I forgot how they did it.
They threw his ass a bag in what was it, like Zeo to come back as like the Gold Ranger?
Yeah, they eventually came back.
Yeah,
in some
like
capacity.
Zach wasn't the Black Ranger.
Oh man!
But they like flipped. I don't know. It was like it was almost like I think as I got older, I kind of assumed maybe it was like PR because it was like the Black Ranger was like the black guy, and the Yellow Ranger was the Asian woman.
Nobody was tripping off that in the 90s.
Somebody was like, "This is fucked up," so they just switched it in the movie, and we're like.
No, man.
Cinema.
It doesn't matter now. We fixed it. And it's like, you did it. You fixed racism.
You fixed racism.
Did it. You fixed it.
So
you cured us. But I always kind of assumed that like later. It's like, oh, I'm sure it was just a PR move. Like they just switched actors. And they were like, Kimberly is Kimberly. As long as that stays, nobody gives a shit. And
so there's a movie. What's that?
As long as the Pink Ranger was there, I wouldn't have cared.
No. So there's a 95 movie that we have to talk about.
Mallrats?
Oh,
there's two. Jumanji, Casper.
No, so this, oh, goodness.
Under Siege 2.
Was a banger. I saw all of those movies.
On your
Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls.
Except for Mallrats, those movies you just named, including Ace Ventura, I saw all those in theaters. Like, God, dog.
What a nerd.
That was fun. Hey, I saw Babe in theaters.
Hell of it. I saw Babe in theaters, too.
I saw Babe.
My sister wanted to see that. Which is a good movie. So the hell with y'all.
Magic.
Babe Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I love Babe.
So the one movie, it's troublesome, not the movie itself. Certain members of the cast and...
Oh, this is Casper.
The crew. So the usual suspects.
Oh.
This movie would give us a filmmaker who would go on to give us some of the most awesome movies that Tom Cruise ever been in. So Christopher McQuarrie wrote The Usual Suspects. Won an Oscar for The Usual Suspects.
I was like, Bryan Singer and Tom Cruise only did the one thing
that
I know of. And it was
it was fine.
So glad
that happened.
Yeah, they worked. What was the first movie together?
They did Valkyrie.
McQuarrie did Jack
Christopher
Reacher.
Yeah, McQuarrie.
Jack
they did.
Reacher.
No, Valkyrie too. McQuarrie wrote that, right?
McQuarrie directed Jack Reacher though.
Yeah.
Then Bryan Singer did Valkyrie. It's the movie where Tom Cruise is German, but just doesn't use a German accent.
It doesn't speak German at all, man.
He said, "Fuck this." What? Maybe a good call. Maybe.
Yeah. So
Usual Suspect.
The Usual Suspect is known for having one of the most popular plot twists.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty wild.
So, and I get into some interesting conversations about this because I don't like it.
Come again?
Hey.
So, what is a good plot twist?
The Sixth Sense.
Thank you. A plot twist, I think, is when you watch a movie and the movie gives you clues along the way where you can discover said plot twist.
Mm-hmm.
Watching The Usual Suspect, there's no way you can figure out this plot twist.
Because all the clues, you see all the clues when the cop sees all the clues.
Man, bullshit.
Chad's Palmentary got duped just like all of us did.
Man. It's a great reveal. It's one of the best ones in movies, the reveal.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't work as a viewer of the movie. No, don't get me wrong. I don't hate the movie. I like the movie still.
No.
But I don't think this plot twist is just one of the greats like people treat it.
It's like you think of like Primal Fear.
It worked for Scary Movie.
Like, kind of a similar twist, but they kind of allude to it throughout most of the movie.
Yeah, the Primal Fear, I think, is even a better one. They sort of...
They're like, what if? And it's like, no, he's simpleton. He's simple Jack. He's fine. And then it's like, no, he's not the whole time.
Yeah, and that's even... When you could go back in subsequent watches...
Yeah.
And like, oh, it was the clues were there. You can't do that with Usual Suspects. I think that's
this is like, not to spoil a movie if you haven't seen it or anything, but I feel like we talked about this. This is why the movie Companion would have been
I was just going to bring that up.
Would have been an all-timer thing had
they could have left it
spoiled it
at the
in the
teaser.
trailers.
Yeah.
Because there are countless little things.
Did you jailbreak
that if you weren't?
I'm like, that fucked it
up.
Like,
I'm
me.
just not wired that way. But anyway, they ruined it in the trailer.
Nah, bro. When the girl is talking to Sophie Thatcher, talking about, I just feel like you could replace us all, or some shit like that. Like that's it.
It's like,
keep it subtle.
She says, "I guess I'm just not wired that way," or something like that. It's like that's how people talk. And it's like, oh.
But you know what? There's another one.
See it coming.
What the director? You all will tell me. I think it was it's Tim something. Terminator Genesis.
Miller.
No.
The guy that did Deadpool.
Tim Miller. Yeah.
That was Dark Fate.
Yeah, he did Dark Fate.
Dark Fate. Who did Genesis?
The Thor the Dark World guy. Alan Taylor.
So that's the one, Genesis, the one where John Connor actually becomes a Terminator himself.
Ass.
Yeah, it was in the trailers. It's on the cut.
It was in the second trailer.
Yeah. Why did you do that?
Imagine being a fan of the Terminator movies and you go in not knowing that the main person these movies were about protecting,
the good guy,
becomes the fucking Terminator.
Nah.
In that universe.
Now I'm not saying that it would have made the movie better, but imagine it would have made the movie make more money, but that word of mouth got out.
That's the one that tried to erase the first two from the timeline.
Yeah, they were trying to retcon a bunch of shit. But anyway, going back to the Usual Suspects.
That was the Rick and Morty Terminator movie.
So a couple of troublesome characters involved in that movie we were later find out about, and Kevin Spacey won damn Academy Award for that. Ain't that?
He did.
Ain't nobody know about his dirt in '95 though.
No, they didn't. And Bryan Singer, who knows, he probably wasn't even doing it.
Are they about to Reggie Bush that shit and make him give the award back?
Nah, you can't.
My hot opinion, Kevin Spacey could have been also nominated for the movie Seven that year.
Yeah, true enough.
He's so fucking good in
He's-
7 in his
Give
like
it-
10 minutes or whatever.
Even though he was
And
uncredited,
you know what, y'all?
I'm pretty sure he was uncredited for 7.
yeah,
He was. He
So
got
it's
the when the end credits come up, he gets the first credit.
Oh,
But yeah, you're right, and
7 is
steals the
amazing.
whole movie from
7 is
everyone.
fucking amazing.
yeah. And the movie virtually got no love from the Academy. You know,
No.
we're talking on the day of the Academy Awards. It got a Best Editing nomination. Okay, fuck
Did
it.
it?
Trash.
If it did,
Trash.
it's something. But
It's another movie I watched way too young. I don't remember why, but it was like that was a horror movie to me as a child.
no, it
I was
was.
just like watching 7. I was like,
Yeah.
why are you?
But you know what's crazy?
Did you ever, at
That's,
5 years old, did you know what was in the box?
One of the things from seeing 7 young, I have this fake thing, like a Mandela memory in my head. I swear to God, and I don't
They
know where it
showed
came
it.
from, but that there's hair, blonde hair coming out of the box. There is not
Nope.
ever.
I've
But
heard that
in my
before.
head,
Yeah.
seeing it, I was just whatever. Like he opens the box and there's some blonde hairs.
No,
And it's
that's
how
not
I
you.
knew.
That's a Mandela effect. I've heard other people say that.
But it's just my sick, twisted brain. It's like, they should put hairs coming out of the backs. It's like that's.
But you know what's crazy
Would've
about
made it
that?
better.
7. Why that movie is so effective. You have a conversation with an average moviegoer who's seen that movie. Ask them to describe a violent scene from the movie.
It ain't none. All the violence is off
There
camera.
isn't any.
It's like Texas Chainsaw.
You
That's
you
amazing,
walk
isn't
into
it?
the crime.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Just
just
people are like, oh, it was so graphic and this and that. People were like, no, it wasn't.
just
There's
violent
only one death scene
content.
on screen, and then that's at the end by gunshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just violent like content. Just like
Yeah.
it's like rated R because vibes. Like,
Yeah.
the vibes are up.
like adult language.
But it's like
vibes.
anybody in Brad Pitt's situation is succumbing to that 7th sin.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt's performance in that movie is really underrated. I've seen
Yeah,
people like
it's-
make fun of it, like that scene,
Yeah.
and it's
No,
that scene in
he's
particular.
great.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's perfectly played out.
But guess what? He was nominated for an Oscar that year.
For the Monkeys,
yeah.
12 Monkeys.
for Legends of the Fall.
Did that movie come out in 95?
It was
No,
94.
I think it was technically 94.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, that was
His
94.
Oscar run was 94.
He thought that would be his Oscar movie, and then it was like, wait, fuck, the Monkeys?
This,
12 Monkeys.
Really?
this weird shit with Terry Gilliam? Let's go.
Yeah.
That movie is weird.
Yeah, that movie, is insane.
Speaking of weird, man, something else with like 7. So I always think of like, you ever watch The Butterfly Effect? When they're sitting out theater watching it. It's like, holy shit, look at that fat fuck.
Yeah.
The giant guy.
Oh,
The
man.
The glutton.
Yeah. Holy shit, look at that fat fuck. That
Yeah,
movie's
but-
funny. The Butterfly Effect is hilarious. It's not hilarious, but that movie was New Line. And when they
Yeah.
go to the theater, I watched it so many times that I like noticed. It's like they go to the theater and there are only New Line movies. Like it's supposed to be 10 years. So it's like there's like a Dumb and Dumber poster. Everywhere it's Dumb and Dumber and 7. That's it. That's all that's playing at that
Which
theater.
came out in December of 94 and like
Yeah.
August, September of 95.
Yeah.
Mm.
Dumb and
Everywhere
Dumber
they
was
go-
already on VHS.
Yeah, everywhere they go, it's just Dumb and Dumber posters, and then they're watching 7, and then they go. The girl like runs. She goes, oh God! She runs out. The dude chases her, and it's just Dumb and Dumber posters. It's like that's all they had.
So, we talked about Nicole Kidman. There's a lot of people got double whammies in 95. We talked Brad Pitt, Nicole Kidman, and we brought up Batman Forever, but we didn't bring up Heat with Val Kilmer.
Yes.
I did in my top 5.
Yes.
We mentioned him.
De Niro.
I don't know if it's
De
really.
Niro. Yeah, Casino, right?
Yes.
95. Yeah, we brought him. God dog, there was a lot of
Ah, damn.
Yes.
actors eating in 95.
Yes.
Like, yes.
And then weren't none of them doing TV shows
All movies.
like we have now, and they act like it's normal.
That
It's
was a
like-
time where that was beneath.
Wait, are we forgetting about Bad Boys?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Listen, no, we're not.
Well, they
forgetting
came
about Bad Boys.
from TV
But I'm talking
to
about,
the
like,
movies.
But
Nicole
the
Kidman.
shows were still active. I don't give a fuck.
That's true. That's true.
Nicole
But they
Kidman
didn't do it the
doing
other
TV
way. They
shows.
they made the leap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, Will Smith was the TV guy who went to movies. But it was like,
He
once
was-
he went to movies,
Sir, he was the
doing
music
TV.
guy that went to TV that went to movies.
Then went to the movies.
I'm gonna disconnect. But it's like, Courtney Cox was TV.
How do I
and then she was in
exit?
movies.
How do I exit?
But, like,
No.
you didn't have, like, Nicole Kidman
We've never done that on
doing
wax.
a TV show. You didn't have, like,
All right.
Robert De Niro doing a show on Netflix right now. What the fuck? Like, what are
So
we
we
doing?
gotta mention.
It's still
Yes.
weird to me.
We gotta mention one movie to mention another movie.
Higher
the
learning.
40-year version.
Ice Cube had a double play in '95. Damn.
Yes, Friday, Glass Shield. Yes,
Hi-
I didn't even mention that.
Okay, triple play because higher learning.
Hi, God,
He did Higher Learning.
no.
Was 95.
95 was the year of the
Higher
working
Learning
actor.
was, yeah.
Okay, 40-year-old virgin.
The 40-year version. We got to mention that movie to mention another movie that came out in 95 that I bet none of us
Heavyweights?
have ever seen.
Oh
No.
shit.
Like when he was talking to him, like be David Caruso and Jade.
David Caruso in Jade.
Like be
Okay, I know
Like,
exactly what
Randy.
they're talking about.
And
That shit is so funny.
and Paul Rudd double dipped in '95.
Oh yeah, oh no.
Thank God he did, because
One of those was
the
dog
one
ass.
was a career ender.
Uh,
It would have been.
so
Sorry.
it's weird. He filmed one of the movies first, but the other one came out before the one he filmed first.
You talking about
So he
Jade?
filmed Clueless first?
Yes.
Thank God. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's
And
no
then
way
did.
he would have gotten
Halloween.
the Clueless gig.
Oh man, that's
He's,
crazy.
he's bad in The Curse of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
It
Who
might
isn't
not be
bad?
his fault,
Yeah.
but he's not good in it.
Oh man.
The Michael Myers actor was nominated for a Razzie for worst actor in that movie. God.
Really?
No, I just made that up.
I was about to say,
I mean, that could be a
That sounds like
possibility. That
something-
don't sound far-fetched.
Definitely could be.
no,
They,
Paul
used to,
Rudd
they,
is so
they
bad.
didn't give a shit. They used to nominate kids for worst
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah.
I hate the Rudd.
Oh,
They're so not.
clueless.
Francis Ford Coppola just came out and was like, "Bitch, fuck you. I'm still gonna be original."
That's
Oh, but
so
going
good.
back to your movie, so none of us have seen Jade, right?
No.
I'm familiar with Jade. I'd be lying if I said I've seen it. though.
So
I
I'm
don't know
curious.
if
I
I've
thought
seen it.
Jade was a
Who
TV
directed? Who directed Jade?
show. Rocket.
I know Samuel Jackson was in the movie. This is when David Caruso left NYPD Blue to try and become a movie star.
He was, yeah. See, that's what you did.
William
My
Friedkin.
mom still talks about that.
That
Yeah.
He was like, I'm so fucking glad when he left because then Jimmy Smits went on there and he was, ooh, sex with a badge. I was like, thank you, mom.
She's like, woo,
Woo.
Linda
I
Fiorentino
was like,
jazz mom.
Thank
So
you,
William,
Mom. I'm
William,
that is a
William
suggestive
Friedkin.
poster. That is an erotic poster.
it is. I'm like, woo. Like, I can't watch that movie. No,
Not
I'm
with-
sure my mom said
Not
that.
until the kids go to bed.
William Friedkin directed that. So that's the
Billy Friedkin?
yeah, freaking. Because what's the name is in the movie? I remember seeing it. If this is the movie, was
Shorty-
Helen Hunt? No, I'm thinking
Shorty
of a
from Men in Black, who actually is the
because I remember.
aforementioned Jade.
Linda
Oh, man.
Fiorentino?
There you
Linda
go.
Fiorentino, man, she was
Woo.
hot.
Woo. Let's just give me anything. Woo.
Oh man, David Caruso.
Yeah, she was fine.
I know. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. The shit was so funny to me when that came out. It's like I knew, like, but that's how like he is and everything. Like that's how he was on NYPD Blue. My mom used to
Yeah.
watch that all the time, and it's just like, unless you want to be told on. As that Jim Carrey did the David Caruso when he was on CSI. Like he's like I before E, except after C or whatever.
Yeah, that's funny. He had to go back to TV to blow up again.
Yeah, but that was like the thing, and it's like not a thing now. Like I know he's sitting somewhere pissed Like, me and I could have stayed on fucking NYPD.
Right. No, he's good. That CSI money,
Yeah,
got him,
CSI
got him happy.
huge.
But yeah, 95 was a heck of a, big actors that we mentioned. I think Denzel Washington was in 3 movies in 95.
Devil with the Blue
Was he?
Dress. Crimson Tide.
Virtuosity.
And technically, Glory came out in like February
of 90.
Oh wait, no, that was 90. Wasn't
Ass.
It? Yeah, never mind. I was thinking, I was like, it just had a thing. That was 95.
Here you go.
You're stupid.
Thank
Oh
you.
man, but yeah, 95. I don't think I'll be impressed if y'all cover half of these anniversaries. There's a movie with Johnny Depp and Christopher Walken
Nick of Time.
that takes place in real time.
No.
The Me of Time. I've seen that movie once.
Me
I
of
don't
Time.
like
Shut
even-
up.
It holds no space in my head, but I own it.
Yeah, I have it
Nick
too.
of Time.
Oh man,
It's
Damn.
not great.
I knew Assassins. I knew Antonio Banderas double dip too.
yeah, that's
So did
Assassins.
Stallone.
Assassins. Right, Stallone.
Dude.
Man, we should have made a episode about double dipping in
Motherfuckers
95.
was
Like, good Lord.
busy in 95.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, you had to like pay your fucking bills.
yes.
I mean, it was like everybody had to work. I mean,
Hey.
DiCaprio, if he did Basketball Diaries and The Quick and the Dead,
Yeah.
he's double dipping. And like, I don't
Fucking-
even know who that is in 1995.
Chris Farley was in Billy Madison and Tommy Boy.
Oh yeah, that's great. Billy Madison.
The best. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
So
Billy Madison is so great. And it's not, but like, it is though. Like, it's one of those movies you look back on and
It's
you're like,
hilarious.
is this genius? It's like, probably not. It's
Stop
like Ace
looking at
Ventura.
me, Swan.
You know, you watch Ace Ventura and you're like, this is sophomoric garbage.
No.
And then you zoom out and you're like, is this comedic genius? Maybe.
Everyone
We're still
loves a
talking about it 30
Slinky.
years later. Billy Madison is on that level to me.
No,
where it's just like,
the stewardess
what's
said,
this?
peanuts? No, thank you. I have my own.
Oh, I see.
all right, it's just one more thing I have to say.
That's it?
In 1995, I wasn't the biggest hockey fan, but I know a lot about mascots in like a bunch of sports. And one of the best things I saw in a movie in 1995 was Jean-Claude Van Damme getting his ass kicked by Iceberg, the Pittsburgh Penguins mascot.
Yeah.
In
Sudden death.
That was one of the greatest fight scenes in the kitchen. And the thing is, it's a woman
In
in
the
the
suit?
mascot costume. Oh man, it's
He-
just
he probably
Sudden Death.
requested
Nobody
it that
saw
way.
Sudden Death.
Yes.
I've seen Sudden Death.
Sudden Death is good.
Oh man,
Is it?
For its
Die Hard
time,
in a hockey stadium.
most of
Yeah,
these
it's one of
movies
the-
are
it's one of
good
those
for their
die-hard
time.
movies.
Oh, was it Penguin Pete or Iceberg, whatever?
Penelope.
I don't know. It's excuse me. Oh,
Bless you.
Like Disney
thank
did
you.
Toy Story and Pocahontas that year.
And Pocahontas,
Pocahontas I saw twice
which
in the
was
theater.
given more care and attention than The Lion King.
Wow. Oh,
Hey, Pocahontas I think is
It's very
underrated.
good, but it's
you
not
look
The
at
Lion King.
Pocahontas and it's got a negative tomato,
That's crazy.
really?
which is insane to me
That's
What is
crazy.
it, though?
because
The Disney
Other
Renaissance
than-
era should have no negative tomatoes.
other than like maybe the like romance angle, which I don't know, but like the way they just full on talked about just like how the white man was trash and it's like they just full on dive into it. They didn't like tiptoe around it at all. Like it was like, no, this was their problem with each other. Like, the one was white and the other wasn't, and they were just coming for their land. They didn't tiptoe around it at all. And like the dude gets shot.
Yeah, that was.
I'd be like, holy shit. And it was rated G.
It was violent. Yeah.
Yeah, it was rated G. But I saw that movie twice. I saw it with my mom and my sister, and remember watching it and leaving. And I remember mom being like, "Did you guys like that?" And we were like, "Yeah." And then maybe like a week or two later, I was at a daycare center, and they took us on a field trip. And we all just, I don't know, it was like raining, so we all just went and saw Pocahontas.
Nikki's first rewatch.
When we walked out, I'll never forget, the teacher said the same thing. We all got to the van, and she went, "Did you guys really like that?" We were like, "Yeah."
Yes.
What is it?
Okay.
The trees were talking. It was fire.
Yeah, it was great. And the animation is like, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You watch it, and it's, wow, it's 30. Beautiful. Good God. I used to go to the Disney on Ice things, and Pocahontas on Ice was far and away the best Disney on Ice. For whatever reason,
and they had one where they just
the best.
Combined a bunch of them. It was just Disney
they
on
started,
Ice.
They started doing that. They were like, this is just, I don't know, Jungle Boogie. And it was like the Jungle Book, the Lion King, and like Tarzan.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I quit.
Because I've been to one of those.
Yeah, I quit. I'm done. I saw Aladdin. I saw a bunch of those. Ooh. I saw Hercules. Pocahontas was like far and away the best one.
Oh boy.
They used to ice skate in those days.
All right. You want to wrap it up or you want to keep going?
In Toy Story, we didn't even talk about Toy Story, the best movie of 1995.
I don't know. There's so many. I think we made it 1990.
Yeah, like we didn't talk about Friday.
So we got to keep going.
Kinda. So, I mean, really, we've talked about like tiny movies.
Let's take a break. Then.
Yeah, no big ones.
Let's take a break then, fuckers. We're recording on a Sunday, but let's arguably talk about the best movie of 1995, Friday. One of the movies I can say at one point in my life, I knew the whole script front to back.
Yeah. I can do that with Batman, like 89 Batman. Like, if you turn it on, I could just start doing it.
Oh, yeah.
But I love Friday.
Love.
It's one of my favorite comedies.
Ever.
And it's like, I don't know, there was a point in my life, like, I've seen it a trillion times. But, like, there was a point in my life about 10 years ago where I was, like, between jobs. And I was like...
Well, who told you to put eat ass up at Target everywhere there were letters?
But it was funny. But, like...
It was funny.
I was, like, 25. And it was, like, I don't know. Like, I just remember turning on Friday just, like, as a comfort movie. And it just, like, hit me differently. Like, it was, like, I started, like, relating to it, like, on a different level. I was like, oh, I've never really thought about, like, Craig's... situation. I've never really thought about like the day Craig is having here,
right?
From this perspective, like, because he didn't steal those boxes. Fucking Ezell stole the boxes.
Said they did. Fired me on the spot.
He's running down the street holding boxes.
People don't realize that.
Yeah, and it's just like you're watching. It's like, I've never really related to this movie on this level. But it's great. You can watch it from different perspectives, and it's still, like, just the best.
Craig and Ezell never really interact either.
No. It's always Smokey. And Smokey's been taking a shit.
You better come by today and wash my car. First of the month, rent is due. You ain't got to worry about catching a dog. You got to worry about a dog catching your ass. I ain't trying to be no dog catcher.
It's a timeless movie.
Why not? Nick, have you ever fixed your father a beverage and dropped an ice cube on the floor and then just put it back in the cup?
No. I don't think I've ever fixed my father a beverage. I don't think he would have ever been like, bring me a glass of water.
Dash your ass, Mr. Postman.
It's timeless. That movie's so great that, like, I tolerate sequels. The sequels aren't great movies. I like them. But most of the liking of them is because of how much I love the first one. I'm just like, well, okay.
That's like my biggest issue with New Line, though. You can always tell when New Line puts a bigger budget into a sequel, because it happened with Austin Powers, too.
Yeah.
each
But those sequels
next
were great.
movie looks looks so much more polished.
Yeah.
Cleaner. Yeah,
Yes.
Next Friday was like, Next Friday was just bigger. Like I can remember driving past Blockbuster in my daycare van and seeing the Next Friday poster and just being like, I've heard of that. I know what that is. I'm 8 or 9 or whatever, 10, I don't know. But like, they aren't even kind of as good as Friday.
Nah.
They're not even like close. And there are people who are like, oh, this is a hood classic. Oh no, Next Friday is my favorite movie. And it's like, it doesn't carry the same weight as Friday at all.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
It's
hilarious.
Now let me ask y'all this. How long did it take you? I'm gonna, a lot of people didn't notice this initially in Friday.
I think I know what you about to say.
What? I'll be honest, what?
The Cube wakes up in the clothes that Doughboy ended Boys in the Hood with?
Yes, that's one.
Okay.
It's so many.
I just knew that probably within the last 10 years.
So, the big one I'm talking about, a lot of people, because it started to come out, like, then it just started spreading. Like, yeah, did you notice? So, Craig's girlfriend calls him, and she's in her.
Oh, yeah. The very first time I saw it.
I did not. A lot of people missed that.
Who the fuck you go to the show with last night? I ain't go to the show last night.
I didn't go to the show last night.
And it's a
my baby sister cousin Tracy said you did. And you was there all hugged up with some tramp. While she got a big ass dude laying on the bed.
Dude. I mean, I think that she's so animated that you're just focused. Yeah. A lot of people just focused on her. And dude just over there sleeping. He got some blue khakis on.
That shit's hilarious.
I'm like, damn, it was a dude that whole time.
So many people say bye, Felicia. I never said bye, Felicia. Ever. Like, I never, said bye, Felicia. But I always say, you ain't got to lie, Craig. Like, I'll say that to people all the time.
What you did to my curtain?
Like, somebody will be like, that's a lie. They'll be like, I'm not lying. I'm like, you ain't got to lie, Craig. And they don't even know what I'm doing.
And
what I be pulling in regular conversation. Wait a minute. This ain't enough.
Like, making enough.
Make it enough.
Yeah, it's
talking shit.
It's angel dust, Holmes.
Cook, clean, or do something.
I remember the angel dust. We've all seen comedies like this where it's such a big laugh you miss dialogue from the next scene. That was Friday with the like it's angel dust.
It's angel dust, Tom.
Because I didn't hear, I was in Debo chicken coop sweating like a slave. I didn't hear that until home video.
Couldn't nobody get me out but my damn moms.
Yeah, nobody get me out but my mama. Nobody heard that. They were dying laughing. And I remember seeing this in theaters. They played Dr. Dre's "Keep Your Head Ringing" video before the movie. I was right in between. I was in 8th grade, about to graduate.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, bro. When Smokey's car backfired and Ezel ducked into the alley.
Oh, yeah, he ducked into the. It's just like everything was like boom, 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 and so there are a couple of instances in the movie, like the scene with Debo, the flashback scene where he's walking up, and he hits Red, like, that's my bike, punk.
The beach cruiser. So that's the one I've been asking about.
And back to the angel dust scene.
You want some of this too, old man? No.
Like, no. So if you look in the background of those scenes, you can see like neighbors like in their yard looking at the movie being filmed. And that's just what they are.
Word.
People.
F. Gary Gray said they offered them money to go in the house because he didn't want them in the background. And he said they just refused. I'm like, come on, y'all. I'm sure they offer y'all like a couple of $100. Y'all want to be assholes. Like, it's just.
I would have been like, I can pretend to be mowing my lawn.
Yeah.
Can I be in the movie?
I'll be an extra for
Speaking
free.
Of which, Nick, speaking of which, Miss Parker is so fine. People like failed. Like, her yard is shit. It's dirt.
Yeah, she's out there snuffing.
She's watering. Like, she know what she be doing.
She know we be looking.
Like, God, dog.
Call me when you get home.
And a more recent meme that's coming out is, as I get older, I'm starting to realize why Big Worm wanted that $200 so bad.
Oh
Stop playing with me, Smokey. That's $200.
Yeah.
I sent Big Worm as a thing. Somebody was telling me something the other day. I just like went on the video, cropped it. I said, "What the fuck?
That gotta do with me."
Like, I just said that. I said so. I was like,
And you know how we do it.
That gotta do with me.
And if you watch the movie, if you ever watched the movie on USA, those random reintegrated, deleted scenes. Like Felicia tries to borrow the microwave.
Oh yeah.
There's a scene with what's her name?
Is that just like the director's cut? Because
it's just like, so what they do.
Because I see that scene all the time. Like I know I got the director's cut Blu-ray that I probably watch more now.
I hate that shit.
The extended cut. They just
maybe that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even the director's cut. It's just the extended cut.
The theatrical cut flows so perfectly. I hate the director's cut.
That's why he cut it out, because USA did that because they got to fill the 2-hour time gap.
Yeah.
Wait, the microwave thing isn't in the...
It's not in the theatrical version. No. That's not in there. There's a scene
most people
on the
want to borrow some sugar, maybe some ketchup. You want to borrow my microwave? She's like, I'm trying to cook some chicken.
Yeah, and there's another scene. Yeah, she comes up and want to borrow.
When they in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Me, I'll cook it. She's just like, no. What?
Oh man, but yeah, it's and then you have an awesome scene with Craig and his dad, and like put your hands up, like now you a man.
Now you a man.
Yeah, like next Friday doesn't have that.
Nah.
Yeah, no.
You know, it's like even like they made like the Barbershop movies, and they made Barbershop 2, Barbershop 3. I think are all about as good as one another because they kept that, like,
they
the
kept
kind of,
that
like,
vibe
moral center to like, we use this as a catalyst. It's like, they get in the barbershop and goof off, but it's also like a commentary on where they're at in life, what they're doing, and all of the movies kept that. It was like Friday was kind of like that too. Like it was like there's the underlying like,
and there's a
like coming of age, really.
Yeah.
It's like like a crossroads.
And I'm glad you said that, Nick. Coming of age, because at that point in time, 1995, and even the same year, Higher Learning with Ice Cube, and years before that yet. So, I don't know if y'all noticed, people watching the YouTube, I'm a black man. But no, even years before that, you got movies like you got Menace to Society, you got Juice, you got Boys in the Hood, and like I said, Higher Learning of the same
South
year.
Central.
If you're outside of a certain demographic, you grew up in a certain neighborhood, you see these movies, you start to think this is all our lives are about. Yes, Friday had some violent content in it, but hey, look at this. Most of the 90% of the movie, 95% of the movie is having fun.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's comedic. It's like, it ain't all jacked up and drive-bys and this and that. It's, yes, we can play. Yes, black people have fun too in their neighborhoods. And like Ice Cube and DJ Pooh wrote it. Also co-wrote it. We be forgetting to give DJ Pooh credit. Who plays Red in the movie?
Red ass.
Three strikes. He directed that shit. Turned 25 yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, and also I love DJ Pooh, but DJ Pooh wanted to play Smokey.
My grandmama gave me that chain.
I don't know if y'all.
And then they saw House Party 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe Def Comedy Jam.
House Party 3 came over. This immigrated from House Party 3 is Chris Tucker, Bernie Mac,
Felicia.
Yeah, she was the wife in House Party 3. You're like, God, dog. And who else? Yeah, it was but yeah, Friday had a $3.5 million budget, which and it made almost 30.
Made that back, shit.
Yeah, probably made that back in a weekend, but
hopefully.
Yeah, and this And what's funny, if y'all know music, DJ Pooh and Ice Cube fell out for a bunch of years. They even made a diss song.
Really?
Cam, the rapper, he made a diss song about Ice Cube. I'm gonna see the video.
I know he
But
got
they've
cooked.
since. And I don't know. In a crazy twist, you mentioned Three Strikes, which was Mike Epps' first appearance,
Yeah.
and he would go on to be in the second Friday with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Mike Epps is funny.
Yeah. And,
Where's he from?
I don't know, Alabama or some shit.
More north.
Indiana.
That's right.
Mike Epps is funny. Like they did, you
Yeah.
know, Friday After Next. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But
And
it's like the fact that they're as good as they are at all.
It
with all
made
the
back
missing
27
pieces.
million.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the first Friday is just like,
Iconic.
and then people still want them to do a fourth one.
No.
And I'm
Nah, I
like,
mean, at this point, you got to bring. It's just like you got to have certain characters in those movies, and unfortunately, a lot of those characters have moved on, have passed. Disturbing amount if you look at that cast.
Yeah, you Tiny Lister Jr.,
John Witherspoon,
John Witherspoon,
Bernie Mac.
That would have to play into the plot.
Yeah.
At this point, like.
Yeah, you don't
You
start
know.
Friday 4 unless you're not starting with like Pop's funeral.
Yeah.
But then it's like you do that, you have to use that as a cat. Like Smokey has to be in it, and then it's like I don't think Chris Tucker wants to do it. And
Yeah, everybody always asking. Chris Tucker is the best dancer around that damn question.
Yeah.
Like why he didn't do it and why does he want it?
He doesn't want to do it. But I'm like,
I saw a recent video.
nothing?
Somebody asked him that, and he brought up a whole other movie, like Money Talks.
There's nothing we could do. Like, you know, he didn't want to do like the movie that was all about weed. He didn't want to do the movie that was all profanity or what. It's like, couldn't we work that into the plot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't we do that?
I heard they were spitballing some like subplot with Smokey being like a born again Christian or some shit.
Yeah.
Couldn't we do that? I just think like you put Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, and Mike Epps in it.
But you can see the dilemma between, I guess, Ice Cube being the writer, knowing that people want to see Smokey as Smokey.
There would have to be something in it, like at the end he would have to go back to being or something, and like maybe Chris Tucker doesn't want to do
because it was to the point where Chris Tucker, he wanted to move so far away from Smokey, he didn't even want to curse in like the subsequent Rush Hour sequence.
Yeah.
You watch the making of it. He didn't want to call it Rush Hour 2. Like, we could have had something together. Like, you weren't crazy. He had trouble saying that line.
Damn.
He didn't want to say that. He's like, you weren't crazy, bitch.
Could have had something special.
He didn't want to be seen as that. And I think Money Talk is the last movie where he's in that vibe.
Jackie Brown.
Funny.
And Jackie Brown.
The Fifth Element.
Yeah, the Fifth Element. Yeah, and that's as far as away.
Coleman. From
Smokey as you can be. He
was
just. And let me tell y'all this.
Ruby Road.
The power of presence is amazing. Y'all seen Fifth Element?
Yes.
He doesn't actually enter the movie until like the end of the second act, right?
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the movie, when Bruce Willis is in his apartment, there's like a commercial, and they show like a flash of his face as Ruby Rudd. When they show that, the audience that I was watching the movie with just start busting up. He didn't even do anything funny. They just showed his face, and the audience started cracking up. That's how Chris Tucker was.
I've seen Friday. He's so funny.
Yeah. But no, Friday is, and young Megan Good was in the movies, or one of the little kids.
I hate him.
Yeah.
I hate it. We're closed, fat boy.
Mama!
Like, what you got? Like, boy, what the fuck you want?
The fuck you want?
Can I have my chili Fritos?
Yeah.
Can't have shit on.
But you know what? That's real though. People miss that. I guess people who haven't grown up in a certain neighborhood, like the neighborhood drug dealer will have a front. They have a corner store, or they'll have an ice cream truck and something like that. I guess to make themselves
Come
feel
here.
good, giving back to the community. But yeah, it's a great movie. I think it's a great movie. I don't know. That's all
what
you
is
get.
its tomato?
Probably
is it
That's a
like
good question.
probably like
a
12.
great movie?
He said 12.
Probably like
Hell
12.
no.
Really? There's no way.
All the old white critics in April of '95 who didn't get it.
77.
Too
Really?
low.
Okay. I was thinking maybe it would be lower than that.
77 out of 30 reviews.
Too
Yeah.
low.
91% out of 250,000 ratings. Fan ratings.
That'd be so great. That's one of the few movies, like, usually I'll watch a movie and I'll be good on watching it for
And
a
then
while.
oh.
But, like, I'll watch Friday, like, once a year. Like, I'll just be like, I haven't watched Friday.
And this is what pisses me off. So Chicago love. Cisco and Ebert. 2 thumbs up. They popularized that. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times. Gene Siskel of Chicago Tribune. Gene Siskel was one of those critics who didn't like the movie. And here's a quote. I knew the picture was in trouble when its first gag involved an old lady spewing obscenity.
Fuck you.
Half dead motherfucker.
One of the funniest scenes in the movie.
Yeah, it's immediately
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That's like the first thing.
Are you prepared for Jehovah's return? Because if you not, I have this pamphlet. Boom. So y'all talking about the movie. I'm just sitting here quoting the shit.
You know, it's like, yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah. But, oh man, that's... Yeah, what else can you say about it?
It's one of the best, like, I really like movies that take place in a day.
Yeah, one of those.
And it, like,
Friday.
Yeah, I love it because it like believably does.
Yeah.
Because they don't do that much. Sometimes movies are like the show 24. They would do like 800 things. It's like, dude, there's no way you're getting this all done in this. Like Friday, they don't really do much. They just like walk to the store, and then they're like, the same with Clerks. Like Clerks, like, you know, they really don't do much with their day. So it's more believable that it's a day. And then by the time it starts getting dark, it's like, fuck, they're running out of time.
Yeah. And they do something in Friday. Multiple people do something in Friday that you never seen a person do in 24.
Sleep.
And it's something else. At least 2 people in Friday do this. One person does it in the bushes.
Shit.
I've been spelling your shit 22 years.
I'll clean all that shit up for you for $20.
Smokey's back here taking a shit.
He's ill.
Oh yeah, we mentioned him, and AJ Johnson, he passed away.
Yeah.
Young lady who was you got to give her credit. That was a bodysuit. She wasn't that big. That was supposed to be Smokey Date.
Janet
She
Jackson.
looked like Janet Jackson.
Not a damn thing.
Bitch got out the car looking more like Freddie Jackson.
Freddie Jackson.
Hey, come on, you can't.
Janet Jackson ass done got a little fat.
She took her hair off.
You knew she was bald. You knew she didn't have no hair.
I'm sorry.
Oh man. Knee long, yeah.
Knee long.
Good God.
Probably going down over to that new health club off 108. Oh, so they opened that already. I heard they hiring too. Need to go down there and see what's up with your out of work ass.
Out of work ass.
Oh man. But yeah, you forget 2 people from that movie were in another movie in the same year. Regina King was in Higher Learning too.
Yup.
That's crazy. How many movies were they in? They were in 3 movies?
Don't even talk with all the horses missing their hair around here.
Yeah, they went Boys in the Hood together.
Yup.
Oh man, but
you need a job.
I don't know, but what else?
Nothing.
What else is there? Crazy trivia about that movie. There's plenty. Oh, one of the first screen appearances was in the flashback. Well, that's my bike. Michael Clark Duncan was one of the guys playing the bike.
Shooting craps, yeah.
He didn't have many lines. Like, man, Yeah, he was going to be nominated for an Oscar. Go from shooting dice.
4 years later.
The goated Kingpin.
Yep. Yo, you about to start a whole another conversation. Look, you're ready.
When I was a boy.
Like, I'm good. I'm like little Steve Rogers in the corner when it comes to the Daredevil movie. Like, I'll beat the shit out of all of you.
I can do this all day.
Do this forever. Michael Clark Duncan is the Kingpin.
So wrap this up. I got shit to do.
Toy Story.
What?
Toy Story.
Braveheart. And, you know.
Casino. Dead
Really,
Presidents.
talk about Heat.
Desperado. Mallrats. Jumanji.
Was Heat a big Oscar player? I don't think so.
No, which is
No.
nuts.
It was not. Yeah. Kind of
I don't know what
wild.
the hell. But the 90s, somebody was talking about this. Like, once again, we keep bringing up the Oscars, and the Oscars are tonight, the 2025 Oscars.
As we're recording, not as I'm posting.
Yeah, as we're recording. But somebody brought up a great point.
The
Like,
Oscars were yesterday.
Yeah.
they had, you're right, they would have been yesterday. The Oscars committee,
Y'all are just assuming
went-
it's posted on Monday.
they went into that artsy-fartsy bullshit, kind of into the 80s, and really hit overdrive with it in the 90s. Because in the 70s, they were nominating some, like, they were nominating Star Wars for Best Pictures, Jaws. Close Encounters, like crime movies,
As it should be.
because they called the 70s like the director's renaissance in filmmaking. But
The Exorcist would never get nominated today.
yeah, it's a horror movie.
Yeah,
I don't
we're
care.
seeing it today. Nosferatu got shit.
But in the 90s, in the late 80s and the 90s, they went hard in the paint with the artsy fartsy period piece movies and all these other movies. Great movies got shut out, and you see that in a lot with this, with Heat, Seven, movies in this year alone.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
Stop.
Showgirls.
Yeah, but
Don't.
Showgirls.
Heat. How the hell doesn't Heat like get Best Director?
It's kind of weird in hindsight. You look
My-
back, it's like Seven and Heat didn't run the Oscars.
Michael Mann
Yeah.
pissed somebody off.
No,
But yeah,
but Sense
and
and Sensibility did.
Right, exactly. If it wasn't
No.
those period epic like Braveheart, yeah, those are good movies, but those aren't the only movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seven
Like,
is a better movie than Braveheart.
Yeah,
The American President.
and
Really?
then you got the BS coming out about the voters, like the voters. The shit about Dune. You sound like some normie. It's 3 hours. Right?
Yeah.
That's
They're
exactly
watching
what
that.
it is. That's what it is when they expand the academy. They're like, we need more young people. And I'm like, not to sound old, not to sound dismissive, not to sound like I'm putting a blanket on an entire, like, young people are getting dumber.
Facts.
Yeah,
Young people are getting dumb when it comes to art. And it makes me sound pretentious. It makes me sound bad. But it's like, they're getting dumber. Like, the way they take in, and it's not necessarily completely their fault. And most of them were like coming of age during the pandemic.
yeah.
So the way they take in
They consume. Yeah,
art is just different. So you have them like just that like little 2-year window where it was like they had to stay home and they had to learn from home. They couldn't go to theaters, so they don't care about theaters. They don't
Yeah.
care about the way they watch movies. So they're just like, how long is it? And it's like, that's going to stop them from voting for the Brutalist, and that sucks.
yeah.
It's like, I really,
And then there's
into Dune, and it's like, so you're not going to watch Dune 2 at all?
right.
You're not even going to
And then
consider
it's
it?
stupid. There's like a little, not even a lot of gray areas. Those younger people who won't watch a long movie. Then it's the old school gatekeepers. You know
Aren't
what?
gonna watch. Yeah.
And that's the bullshit like with Ray Fiennes. I think, you know what? He won before. He doesn't need to. How about vote for the shit that has the best performance? Who gives
Yeah.
a fuck if he won before? Which
Period.
he didn't,
Yeah.
which is
He
the
hasn't.
problem with that. So he won. So I just voted for Adrian Brody, who actually won before.
Who did win when he was 29.
Yeah. I'm like, come on. What the hell is that got to do?
Right.
And I mentioned this before.
This show's
This
about to
was
be a
in-
joke.
Yeah, this was admitted by several people. And I mentioned this before. You can't mention this enough because I think my boy Eddie Murphy was robbed for that Oscar for Dreamgirls. And like several people, and an article was written about it. And that's why the article, like the Norbit movie, it was like a self-sabotage. They had a big billboard on like wherever the fuck the Hollywood folks.
Eddie didn't schedule Norbit for Oscar season.
Yeah, Rodeo Drive or whatever, and they had a big, where Respucia is laying down across the billboard, and
it's funny though.
Yeah, like as an Academy voter, you look up, you see it's Eddie Murphy. Like I ain't voting for that motherfucker. A lot of voters actually admitted that.
Yeah, and that's weird. Yeah, I just feel like the Academy should be
one ain't got anything to do with that.
Yeah,
yeah, the Academy should be like the Supreme Court. Not that they know what the fuck is going on, but it should be like a small, like we are the Academy. We're like 20 guys and girls. We vote. We watch everything and we vote. It doesn't need to be hundreds of people, thousands of people who don't even watch the things.
Yeah.
If you can't finish a movie, you shouldn't be able to vote for any movie.
It's like, dude, like I work a normal job. I have, all these things I have to do. I got to sleep. I got to eat. It's like I saw all the Best Picture nominees. I saw all the screenplay nominees.
Didn't watch Last Breath.
Not yet. I might go see. I don't know. But now, if it were my job as a voting member of the Academy, yeah, I'd watch all the documentaries. I'd watch the international films, even though they're really hard to find. I'd watch all of them. I'd be like, okay, what's best editing? Let me watch. Yeah. I was like, you can't do that? Like, that's insane.
Wait till this year. Yeah, wait till this time next year when we're talking about everything that Mickey 17 deserves, but that March release date is holding it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, people.
Oh my God.
And then the people want to argue with you who haven't watched shit. Because I brought this up before. As far as Selma, the movie Selma, the Ava DuVernay movie, and how they sabotaged that movie. And a friend of mine, who's white guy, he said he was like, well, did you actually watch all of the other movies that were nominated? I'm like, yes, I did, just so I can argue the point. I'm not just talking out of my ass when I say it's better than at least 5 of those other Best Picture nominees or whatever. And I'm like, did you watch them? Any of them? Like, no.
No.
Like, what you trying to make? Like, you sound just as but it's silly.
That's usually what you'll hear, like especially like the Oscars So White like era. You had those people who were always like, to hell with that. It should always be the best performance should be what's nominated, and you're just mad or whatever. And it's like, okay, what's your opinion on the performance of, such and such? And they haven't seen it. And it's like,
yeah.
So how do you know? Like,
right. What the hell are you talking about?
Why are you talking on it? That's why it's like, sometimes I've gotten to the age where I'm like, I don't like toot my own horn ever. But it's like, you're not on the level that I am to be like arguing about the Oscars. Like when I'm at work or whatever, I'll talk to somebody and I'm just like, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
We're not doing this. We're not talking about Amelia Perez and that work because we're just not doing it. We're not.
No, at the very least, have context. Don't argue me when you haven't seen the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're trying to compare one thing to another. That's all I ask. You're trying to argue.
Jada's just mad because Will didn't get nominated for Concussion. It's like, have you seen Concussion? Have you seen Concussion? He was great in Concussion. Have you seen it? Have you seen the other ones? Concussion. How do you know? Jada's just mad. She's just mad. I'm like, Jada's always mad. Have you seen Concussion? She's always mad about something. Have you seen it?
Yeah, man.
So Toy Story talk before we wrap it up.
Let's talk about Toy Story.
Did that get any nominations?
You better have.
It got like a handshake Like,
Yeah.
congratulations on this.
Because the best animated feature category wasn't a thing yet.
You made
Would
a
that have
movie
been
completely
like?
out
Would
of
that have gotten like a
computers.
visual effects?
Because
I remember Nightmare Before Christmas got a visual effects nomination because they didn't know what else to give it. They were just like, fuck yeah, visual effects.
Oh man.
But would Toy Story got
I don't know.
anything?
Awards
I
and
don't think so.
nominations for
That's
Toy
so
Story.
odd.
It
to
probably
think that,
got
like
so nominated for 3. What are these 3?
the song for sure.
Yeah.
Josh Whedon got a nomination. I keep forgetting that. Best screenplay.
Didn't win shit.
For Toy Story?
Yeah, best screenplay.
Wow.
Best screenplay, best song, best score, and a special achievement award for
There it
development
is.
and
Yeah.
and application of techniques that made it possible
So-
for the first feature length. Yeah.
Is Joss
Wow.
Whedon? Have I ever talked about that on here? Have I ever talked about the Christmas toy?
Probably.
No,
Have I ever talked about that on here?
I don't think so.
So Joss Whedon is a thief.
That tracks.
What?
The Christmas toy. The Christmas toy is a Jim Henson.
Oh, I heard
It's
about
like
this.
40 minutes long, something like that. It came out in like 1987 or something. And it is about a bunch of toys in a kid's bedroom on Christmas Eve. Kid leaves the bedroom, all the toys come to life. They have like a committee meeting about it being Christmas Eve and how there's about to be a bunch of new toys coming in. The child's favorite toy is a tiger, like a cat. And he isn't worried about it. He's like, I'm always going to be the favorite toy. Fuck you. It's not a big deal. And everyone else is like, oh, well, you say that now. So he sneaks downstairs at night and opens a toy. The toy is a space warrior, like princess doll. It's a woman, but it's like a space warrior doll who comes out of the box and thinks that it's a real space warrior.
That
And then
sounds
at
familiar.
the end, I think they become friends. That's the plot of the Christmas toy.
Oh,
And
wow.
it came out in like 1987. All I'm saying is somebody somewhere
Saw that. Yeah.
was lying.
I saw a theory video that Potato Head is Woody's biggest hater because Potato Head was
I
the
saw
leader of
that
the toys before Woody came along.
Maybe.
It plays. It makes perfect sense. I'd watch that prequel.
I mean, Toy Story's better. The
Yes.
Christmas toy, nobody
Yes.
talks about it. Toy Story is perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Yes.
We also need to chill out on the whole
Yeah.
Shrek
And it's
redesign
hilarious.
thing, because
I meant
they
to bring
did
that
with
up.
Toy Story. Yeah, they did that with Toy Story over the years, and nobody cared. They cleaned it up. The effects got better.
Every ogre got a nose job.
Yeah, it's life. Shrek looks fine. Donkey looks a little odd.
They just look older.
Donkey looks a little.
Yeah, they actually.
Shrek
yeah.
looks fine. But they did it with Toy Story. You look at like Andy, like
Yeah.
the people's faces look completely different.
All the humans in Toy Story look identical. Of
Mhm.
course, they were gonna advance the
Yeah.
look of the humans in the sequels.
Yeah. And nobody cared. Nobody complained.
Except
It
for
was
Sid.
Better. It was a better time. But yeah, you look. It's like you zoom out and you're like, Toy Story isn't nominated for Best Picture
Nope.
over Babe, which I love. But it's like Toy Story. Beauty and the Beast had already been nominated at that point.
Yeah.
Deservedly so.
Yes.
It's like The Lion King wasn't. Toy Story wasn't.
Oscar's
Yeah,
so
weird.
trash. Hashtag
It's
Oscar's
weird.
so trash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's weird.
When did that category come into it? It's still fairly young. The best
2001.
animated.
There's
Yeah.
Shrek was the first winner.
Damn.
Oh.
Yeah. Shrek beat Monsters Inc. and Jimmy Neutron.
I can see it.
And it was only 3 nominees then.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do. And they
Oh,
were
man.
in the audience. They were like, Shrek was like in the audience.
I remember that bullshit.
Yeah,
What?
it was great.
I do not.
the Christmas toy, and one of the toys is eerily similar to
Chucky.
yeah.
You see the Chucky doll?
It's like the same damn outfit.
Also came out before Chucky.
What the hell?
They were just.
I own the Christmas toy. I've seen the Christmas toy many times. Kermit the Frog introduces it. He's up on the roof dressed like Santa. He's like, "Hey, all, this is the Christmas toy." That's the best Kermit I can do right now.
Usually on point. I'll give you a pass because you're usually on point with the impressions.
That's the best Kermit I can do right now. But
Kermit the Frog.
It's the same plot.
Oh man!
Now, I don't know at what point Disney may have owned Jim Henson, whatever, because I think they were the ones who distributed like Muppet Christmas Carol, Muppet Treasure Island.
Yes.
So maybe they were just like gave themselves permission to do
Right.
it.
Or they definitely lined somebody's pockets up. That's which is why. Because that's just too similar.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That being said, Toy Story, one of the best animated movies ever to this day. Even not even as like a technological achievement, which
period
was, but the movie itself is flawless. One of my rare finds. A rare
oh man!
find.
So before we go, because I'm just stuck on this.
What you got?
I'm curious. Where is it? There it is.
Father of the Bride Part 2.
I remember watching the 1990. It would have been in '96. The Oscars for the 1995 movies, and rooting, because Lethal Weapon, Riggs. I was rooting for Mel Gibson because that's my boy.
Sure.
Hey, just like Usual Suspects, this was before all the dirt.
Yeah, Mel Gibson used to be
banger after banger after banger.
Yeah, you can say that about Mel.
So the Best Picture nominees were Sense and Sensibility. There's a French movie, Il Postino, Babe, Apollo 13, and Braveheart.
Babe?
Yep, Babe.
Oh, Babe. I thought you said Dave.
Oh, no, not Dave.
Ivan
Reitman? Babe.
That was 93.
I was like, Dave? Are we really?
Yeah. And Babe was a serious contender. The director was nominated.
And who was the director?
Who was the director? Chris Noonan.
Yeah. But then what's his name did Babe Pig in the City?
George Miller.
George Miller.
Yeah.
I always think it's so funny. Like he created Babe and Happy Feet.
And Mad Max.
And then also just every other insane thing that he's done.
Right. But yeah, Mel
Babe.
Gibson walked around. Mel Gibson got the Best Picture, Best Director. Babe got Best Visual Effects.
But Mel Gibson didn't even get nominated for Best Actor.
Nope. Yeah, Nicolas Cage got it that year.
I mean, Braveheart is pretty great.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love Braveheart. Braveheart rocks. Braveheart's not one of those, like, Dances with Wolves, like, where you zoom out and you're like, was that really? It's like, Braveheart. Braveheart kicks ass. I do love Braveheart. From the director of Flight Risk.
And a nomination that I liked a lot, with a movie we mentioned numerous times, is James Cromwell for Babe.
Love James. I still call him the Babe Farmer. He has a storied career, one of the greatest character actors, maybe ever. And I'm still just like, Babe's Farmer.
Babe's Farmer, yeah, he's been around. Dude is like 6'7".
Yeah. He's a god. And he loved doing Babe so much that he became like a vegan warrior after that. Like,
yeah, I remember that.
He became like anti like the meat industry. And he still is. Like he still like does protests and stuff. He's like 80 something now.
Yep.
He wasn't that old in Babe. And the woman who played his wife was like in her 30s.
Good
They
for
just
him.
like were an old couple. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He gets that little girl the fucking dollhouse. He makes her this beautiful dollhouse, and she's like, "Oh, that's the wrong one." And he's just like standing there smiling. I love Babe. Babe is so weird. I don't think we give Babe credit for how weird it is. It's very strange.
I think that's what makes it awesome.
Yeah, it's so good. And the second one is even weirder.
Well, he's in the city
They're
that
great
time.
movies. They're great films. They should make a third Babe.
It's gonna get weirder when you go to the city.
Yeah, it's so weird. He like meets a circus
pig in the city.
Yeah, oh, it's so strange.
Okay,
He just like he falls in with a circus.
that tracks.
Yeah,
Putting the bow on this one. I'll be back.
Ah.
Close it out. Let us know your favorite movies of 1995, and in 2 weeks we'll figure out something to talk about. Peace.
Oh man.
Yo, always represent the East. Y'all can head west like Wally. Going hard with these bars is all me. You got my number, they call me. I miss the days of wearing the tall tee. The good, the bad, the ugly, I am all three. Monkey business, better man, awake in the late night. Letter man, sarcastic, quippy, clever man. Too many rappers out here acting sweeter than nectar, man. Tony Montana, I do lines, I do rhymes behind these bars, but I ain't ever do time. Motherfuckers back home be up in the lot lizards and the buckle bunnies. Shout out to the younglings, yo, your uncle's funny. Blowing up the toilet cause I'm a lethal weapon too. They don't give a shit cause you expect them to. So many motherfucking rappers out here that's Shirley Dookie. Boring as hell, I'd rather be stuck in jury duty. And chill till the next episode.